ഒരിക്കലും തീരാത്ത പകയുണ്ടല്ലോ. എനിക്ക് ബാൻ ഇട്ടു ആൾക്കാര്. ഓ
here we go. Two teams that have fought tooth and nail to get to this point. They've both done the hard part. They qualified for Madrid, but this right here is a battle worth winning. 3 points on the line, the equivalent of winning a Masters event. If you win here, you very well set yourself up for the rest of the season.
And forget the points. Points are for nerds. Remember the win. Getting this championship.
Get that dub. Get that dub.
The dub, way more important. That's what the fans care about. That's what the players, the coaches, the staff cares about.
Loud have a chance to go back-to-back. They won VCT Americas last year. They're here again with a new roster. They want to do it again. Prove themselves the best. But for Sentinels, the last time they won a regional final was over 3 years ago. The fans have been waiting eons for this moment. If SEN could do it now, they could break that streak. They could prove that Sentinels is well and truly back.
I mean, Sen City's
Ticket Live-ന്റെ charity set അല്ലേ?
for a reason to get excited, for a reason to cheer, and finally
The city has been rationing copium with the lack of wins recently.
The tanks very well may be wide open tonight. I mean, if they're able to pull this off, I think the other thing we haven't talked about a ton is this is a best of 5. This is a marathon. This is a different ballgame.
Exactly.
And Loud, a team no strangers to the
They've
game.
been here, done that.
They've been through the ringer, folks. It's the Loud machine. And how much are we going to see from them? Do they ever pull off a comp swap? We've seen that in the past in BO5s and big
എങ്ങനെ
matches.
കളിക്കുക?
Last time we saw Loud in a I was going to
In
say
BO5, I believe
was it
there's a
lock-in?
lower bracket. There's a lower bracket final. That they play.
ഇതിന്റെ തടിയൊക്കെടാ, ഇതിന്റെ തടി അതിന്റെ തടി
These guys
നോക്കി.
did a BO5 in front of their home
I mean,
crowd.
they did it in Americas. They 3-0 NRG.
That's right.
ഓ ആകെ
This
അഞ്ചനായിട്ട്.
is going to be really tough here for Sentinels. They're
അങ്ങനെ
going up
കളിക്കുക,
against a
ഇത്രയും
Loud team
ചാരിയിട്ട്.
that is prepared and ready to go. But let's
അങ്ങനെ
not forget,
ചാരിയിട്ടല്ലേ
on the other
കളിക്കുക?
side, Sentinels, no slouch whatsoever. We're not talking about a team from 2 years ago, 3. No, this is a brand new refresh roster that has shown us multiple looks and a lot of growth.
Seriously?
And so much they've showed us on Sunset as well. This
എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെയാണ്
map that
ക്യാമറ
we're
പോണത്?
taking off on looked money
പിന്നെ
from
നട്ടപ്രാന്ത്
them.
അടിക്കും.
Their retakes are out of this world. Like, I was looking at it and the timing. They would throw from Zelsis 3 pieces of KO utility, the Molly, the Knife, the Flash.
ഞാൻ വാച്ച്
all
പാർട്ടിങ് കൂടി
landing
അടിക്കണം അല്ലേ?
within 1 second of another 3 abilities from one player. The work they've done in the labs and then implemented, coordinating with the team is next level.
Saucy's throwing 2 of his own pieces of utility,
Hey,
also landing on
hey,
that
tension
perfect
to
timing.
fan
This
ആണ്.
team has synergy. This team has ideas. They are implementing Coach Kaplan's and IGL John QT's system to perfection.
All right, well, let's see what we're going to get here in the
Advancing.
Agent Select as
ഇതിന് കോസിനോ
we will
അടിപൊളി.
get ourselves it was
Bro,
going to be a little hot out
okay,
there. We got
lead it to-
Phoenix to kick things off, but again, you remember what Sadak said, give me all of the flashes.
Oh yeah, look, Loud play very similar on this map to their other
ഇതിപ്പോ
styles. It's a little
എല്ലാവർക്കും
bit
അങ്ങോട്ടും
lower
ഇങ്ങോട്ടും
on the flash
കാണാം.
priority. Instead of playing a KO like they will on the other maps, it is a Sova in this slot, so a little bit more information. Those shock darts are very effective at dealing with Cypher tripwires on the other side. But more than anything, this is the first time Sentinels will be playing against a team with this much
ഇവർക്ക് അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും കാണാല്ലേ?
and in the
അതൊക്കെ
post
pick
mix, when they
എടുക്കണം
try to
എന്നൊക്കെ.
set up, that is where Loud must attack them with those abilities.
But the thing is,
Savvy.
both teams have a similar win condition where when they get to play their set retakes, when they get to play their set takes, when they're not caught off guard, they can run over their opposition. Both teams' win condition here is honestly getting ahead and denying their opponent these set plays. So I honestly don't expect to see a ton of the set plays from either team because I think both of them will be forced to adapt on the fly and fight forward if they want to win.
This game will be decided by good mid-round calling, reading where those hits are coming in, and also by solo players seizing the moment. If they see a second, an angle that they can take and go on it, they have a chance to dominate.
I think especially on Sunset, I imagine we're going to have a lot of very slow rounds, a lot of like poking and prodding across the middle of the map. map and then deciding where they want to go.
Zone.
And this goes honestly back to the conversation we had yesterday about
Tense,
John.
eating for
Yes,
10.
he's had this crazy
Man.
career, and now on the biggest stage he's had
So
so far,
many.
he's got to show up, and he's going to have to show up against the best IGL in the world across the stage in Sadak. That's a big ask for a young kid.
Well, you heard the breakdown from our analysts, but now there's only one thing left to do. Settle the score. We got a championship BO5 final on the line and two incredible casts. I'm so happy that I get to toss to these guys. Take it away, Vansili and Riv.
Thank you so much, GB. That's right. It's
Let's
time
go.
for the grand final
Let's
between
go.
these two teams, Sentinels and Loud. But when you're looking at this matchup here, Riv, yes, maybe we'd be, not surprised that we see Loud in the grand finals. But right now, for Sentinels, I feel like Sen City has been drinking a lot of that hopium to finally see their team play on the stage today.
And they have earned it. It feels like Sentinels have run the gauntlet here already, and they still got some to go to play against Loud. If you combine the playoff matches for Sentinels here, we saw a bit of the stat before. They've basically played the amount of games they played last split.
They played a lot of games.
It's crazy. 22 games in the last regular season. If you include the playoffs one now, they're up to 18 games. Absolutely crazy stuff. So they've definitely a lot of homework for Loud to read, but are ready for the games for sure. And Sen City's here behind them. The Loud fans already get into that volume 11 as well as we start off here on
camera
Sunset for the
പൊളിച്ചില്ലേ?
Grand Finals.
കുക്കീസേ
A lot of tiles
ഉറങ്ങു
work
സാർ
from Sen
എടാ
just
കിട്ടാൻ
to make
ഗ്രാൻഡ്
sure that
ഫൈനല്
mid area is controlled from Loud.
താങ്ക്സ്
It
ഫോർ
feels
കമ്മിങ്
like Loud
താങ്ക്സ്
being
ഫോർ
real passive here. They're ready to go for a first
നിങ്ങളെ
round
പോലെ
retake
കിട്ടുന്ന
with whatever
സപ്പോർട്ടുള്ളത്
Sentinels hits.
ഭയങ്കര
Not only on that mid take, there was a lot of pressure on both sides from the initiator, getting
Kidan
information on
yeah.
the extremities, and now, as you mentioned, playing the retake
ഇത്
stuff.
വന്നു
for
പോയാലും
Loud. There's
മതി.
still a first contact from Tui's, throwing up paranoia, keeping players at bay from Sentinels.
ആ ഫ്ലാഷ് എവിടെ
First
പോയത്
contact, but the
ഓക്കെ
heavy damage goes on to John Cutie.
ആ നോക്കണം ആ ഫ്ലാഷ് എവിടെ
Sentinels
പോയി
yet still want to move forward in this pistol, and Loud decide to pull back. More smoke happening on the left side lane, clearing out towards the left side. It'll actually probably get QCK right now. As the one-way smoke comes up, Sentinels tries to
കിട്ടില്ല
execute it, and
സാധനം
actually does hit QCK towards the back of the site. There's the first blood.
Oh.
Part of Sentinels, a second as well by second. And Loud is falling down on this pistol, but the spike down on the east side for Sen.
അത് ശരി
Fantastic job at
Final
not
ആടാ,
allowing
grand
Loud
final
to
ആ.
get into a position
ഇതെന്ത്
as we
finale?
saw on Ascent. They can't
എടാ,
get
അവർ
these
ചെയ്തത്
utilities
കണ്ടോ ലൈക്ക്
flashes in order.
ഒരു
That
കിടില്
super
റിവീല്
dart
കഴിഞ്ഞു
in
ആ
place,
റിവീല്
and
കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട്
Sentinels bite back before the retake even really happens there. Less now.
അല്ലല്ലേ അത്
Few
അവരെ
final
റിവീലാണ്
kills on the exit to hopefully collect some money for the squad in a different
Flash
way next
തന്നെയല്ലേ
round.
പൊക്കിയത്?
We'll see a lot of teams has been full classic saving out on that second round, favoring a bit of utility.
ഓ അത്
We'll see
പീക്ക്
if Loud
ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കാൻ
decides to.
വെച്ച
That
ഒരു
Sentinels pick up
റിവീലല്ലേ
the first round. When they start off with a little bit of across the map, they were looking mid first, then they were moving over to the
ഇവന്റെ
side of A, but they
ആ
took it
സാധനം ഒരു
slow.
വൃത്തിയിട്ട സാധനം
Again,
അവന്റെ
something different we're seeing with John
Map leak.
Cutie and Sentinels, that they'll
നല്ല
work
bad
the
ആ.
map a bit before actually making that commitment.
And with Loud, it seems they were heavily pressured in that
അല്ല
retake
ഇത്
style they
മിന്നി
wanted to
കളിക്കും
get. Sentinels wanted to continue to fight forward after that spike
ഇതാണ്
plan. Now putting
കുക്കീസ്
themselves
എന്താ പരിപാടി
for Loud on defense on a stack towards the B side,
Okay.
setting up for potentially a trap play, but
ഫ്ലാഷ്
maybe
ഇട്ടാ ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് എടുക്കുകയും ചെയ്യാം
see out in the open.
പരിപാടി
Sadak is just waiting for
അപ്പൊ ശരി ഞാൻ എന്നാ പോവാ ഓക്കെ മുട്ടായോ
anybody towards the B main side.
ഇല്ല ഉറങ്ങിക്കാള്
You even see Kawanzine trying to play
ഒരു
a little
കിഡിലും
tricky hide spot in the
ഔടും
market
സെന്ന
major.
ഞാൻ ആ ഒരു
Just
വൈബില്
waiting for that wall to go up and catch
Style
somebody
കാണും.
off guard. Again, the slow play from
ലൈവ്
Sentinels.
ഇടാൻ പറ്റിയ മൂഡിലല്ലേ ഇവന്.
Repeating first round strat, right? We see that Zekin and John
Okay.
Cutie are working tiles. This time they proceed into mid, but that door is going to be shut on him right quick.
ഓ മിഡില് രണ്ടാൾക്കാരുണ്ട്
They
പക്ഷെ
could go all the way
ഡോറടുത്ത്
through here. This is going to be trouble for Loud to regain any
നോ
positioning.
പരിപാടി നോ
Good at it so far, continuing the good reads. Always
കുഞ്ഞ് വാലോ പ്ലേയേഴ്സ്
map on their
ആ
defensive side.
സ്ട്രീമൊക്കെ
Back
നോക്കിയിരുന്ന്
towards the spawn
പോണ്
lane here. Sentinels stopping towards the A side
കൂട്ടിന്
again.
കിട്ടില്ല
There is
താങ്ക്സ്
some sort of hope
എങ്ങനെയാ
here.
താങ്ക്സ്
There we go,
പറയേണ്ടത്
gets that contact onto tens, slowing the pace of the attack. Instantly traded out by John Cutie though, as the plant goes down 4 feet for A main.
ഇവിടെ കയറി അയ്യോ ഞാൻ
But the
കണ്ടില്ല
crossfire is just too good for Sentinels. They do a little bit of damage here for Loud, and
ഞാൻ രണ്ടാണല്ലോ
I'm not gonna
ഇത്
skip this
ഓ
player.
ബ്രോ
QCK finally pushed forward by second, and Sentinels get the second round.
ചുമ്മാ സ്ട്രീം
All right, 2 patient rounds from Sentinels. They pretty much walked themselves into a situation
രണ്ടെണ്ണം
where they're
അടിച്ചു.
fighting Loud. The first one ended up at A on pistol.
High round
The
വന്നിട്ടല്ലേ
second
ഉള്ളൂ.
one, they're
കളി
able to
മാറൂല.
find their fight as they push behind enemy lines in mid, which also works out for Sen because now they have a bit of map info of how Loud will play those lower buy rounds.
ഇത് ഈ റേഞ്ചിൽ നിന്നൊക്കെ ഇത് അടിക്കാൻ പറ്റും. ഞാനൊക്കെ അടിച്ച എങ്ങോട്ടൊക്കെയാ പോവാ പാറി. ആ റേഞ്ചിലൊക്കെ അടിക്കാൻ പറ്റും എനിക്കറിയില്ല. ആ റേഞ്ചിൽ എന്ത് ഈക്കോയിൽ കൺട്രോൾ ചെയ്തിട്ട് ആ ചങ്ങായി സ്റ്റിങ്ങർ അടിച്ചു. അത് കണ്ടോ? അത് ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചോ? ആ കൺട്രോൾഡ് അങ്ങനൊക്കെ ക്ലോസ് റേഞ്ചിൽ ഞാൻ ഓടിയിട്ട് അടിക്കാന്നല്ലാതെ മുകളിൽ കുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഓ കണ്ടില്ല എടാ അവൻ്റെ ബാൻഡിലുണ്ട് ബ്രോ. ബൈ നമ്മളും സ്ട്രീമൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങുമല്ലോ. അതിൻ്റെ സ്ട്രീം ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. ഓ ഞാൻ ചത്തു കേട്ടോ. ഇവര് ഫുള്ള് ഗണ്ണ് കൊണ്ടു കൊടുക്കുക. കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല എന്നാ പിടിച്ചോ. ഞാൻ കിട്ടിയില്ല എന്നാ പിടിച്ചോ. അയ്യോ ബുൾഡോഗ് അല്ലേ, ഞാൻ വാൻഡിൽ തരാന്നാണ്.
Wouldn't be able to clear mid and do not know what breadcrumbs are left there from the Kalanzine push. QCK is able to catch this audio and we'll take a shot.
ഒരാൾ കൂടി
actually dodges away from a flash and made it through. Getting a plant right now for Sentinels would be pretty decent.
നേരിലാണ് പോയി ചാവും.
John Cutie watching Zekin's back as the plant comes down. Snake bite just dropping down inches away at Zekin's feet. And allows both players now to group together towards the back of the site. They see the recon darts are rotate a flank from Sadak towards the B main. QCK no more flashes, has to move together. They have to put the down for Loud. To blaze wall first, but another snake bite forcing John Cutie out of position. A 1-for-1 solo second. A headshot on the first, so gets it knocked right away by less. A nice trade for Loud. They convert their gun.
കളിമാറി
Sentinels, they are definitely happy with that result.
ആ ഫിനിക്സ് പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്തതിൽ കളി മാറി. ഒരു പറയുന്നത് ഓ ഏതാ
already see some stingers on the board as we rewatch this play again. Good teamwork, good trade. Fundamentals on that one.
That trade level
until you can get your teammate anchored on that play.
We
see that successful. Can they keep it up? Phoenix ultimate's up. They may try to go for an A push here. They already have that side quite stacked. And the only one that's going to be seen is Tui's.
Loud having to play once again.
എനിക്ക് ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടം മിഡിൽ സോവന്റെ റിവീൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ലൈവ് ഓഡിയൻസ്
very low. The strongest weapon was the one that was
പറയുന്നില്ല
ഓട്. The rest are just looking for that trap play. It's up to Loud once again to do a lot more rotations around the side, have better reads, but thankfully they have a scan agent and Sadat who's currently joining towards the B main.
ഈ മാപ്പിൽ ഏറ്റവും ഇഷ്ടം സോവ കളിക്കാനാണ്. ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടം. കളിക്കാറിയില്ല, പഠിക്കണമെന്നുണ്ട്. ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമാണ് മാപ്പിൽ സോവ. അറിയില്ല, കളിക്കാറിയില്ല, കളിക്കണമെന്നുണ്ട്. ട്രൈ ചെയ്ത് നോക്കണം.
The way Sentinels have been approaching each of their games, it seems like they have two variations they can use. Whether it is 10s on the Omen, where they play a game that's centered around this crowding up, getting together and just swarming.
ഒന്ന് തല ടോക്കിയില്ലെങ്കിൽ കുറച്ചുകൂടി നേരം ലൈഫ് കിട്ടിയാണ്. അങ്ങനെ മറ്റേ ഏടിയ നാളടിയ നല്ല തല ടോക്കിയ ഉപ്പര് കിട്ടി. സൈഫർ ഇല്ലാതെ ഇവിടെ ഇങ്ങനെ കളിക്കുക. ഓ മറ്റവർക്ക് ഒരു കൺട്രോളറും ഉള്ളൂ. പട്ടാമുട്ട വെൽക്കം സ്ട്രീമടാ. അത്രയും നേരം വെയിറ്റ്. അത് അൾട്ടുണ്ടല്ലോ, ഫിനിക്സിന് അൾട്ടുണ്ടല്ലോ. എടാ അൾട്ടിട്ടാണ്. ഓ ഓരോ സേവിങ് ഗ്രൗണ്ടാല്ലേ. ആ പിന്നെ പി പി അടിയുണ്ട്. ഇത് കുട്ടി ജസ്റ്റ് എടാ എൻ്റെ ഫോണ് ഹോൾഡ് ചെയ്യണ എവിടെയാ വെച്ചെന്ന് ആർക്കറിയാം. ഇവിടെ എല്ലാവരും വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഗോസും എല്ലാവരും വാലോ കളിച്ച ഒരുവിധം എല്ലാവരും. നെഗറ്റ്സ് വെച്ചിട്ട് ബാക്കി എല്ലാവരും ഇവിടെ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. അല്ല ഫുള്ള് പരിപാടി ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഇന്നലെ മീൻസ് ഞായറാഴ്ച.
Flow between playstyles so well when they get on different agents. Sentinels is just showing different this year, but we got a whole series to go through, and Loud has showed us just as much this season. Coming into round 5, this
yo.
push is
രണ്ടെണ്ണം കിട്ടി.
answers.
ഒരാളും കൂടി ഉണ്ട്.
But Tui's did get a timing. He made it through. That's allowing to even up the tally.
തുള്ളി വരിക.
Rounding to start a little bit earlier. Less even once more.
കളി മാറിപ്പോയി.
A main side instantly leaving
The
Sassy
fuck?
alone.
What the?
And they may even Taster's choice this, and by that I mean, who's going to kill Sassy? Do you get an ult on Sadak? Do you get an ult on Les? Is it different? Do you let him get down that way? Loud's going to be able to circulate these
ഈവൻ
ults in the
രണ്ടത്തെ
next
2
round.
കില്ല് ഫസ്റ്റിൽ പട്ടപ്പെട്ടാന്നാണ് പോയിട്ട് ഇവർ അങ്ങോട്ട് പുഷ് ചെയ്യുക.
Off of it with Wingman here. Thrash is available. If this goes down, Sassy may go all out.
That would be such a gamble, but look at him.
It would be.
He's going to hear all of these rotate, so he's trying to get an angle. He's trying to get a surprise attack. Here's that first jump spot. Here's 2 crossing over. The third one already made it through. So Sassy now has a timing. Behind the 3
എടാ
allowed
പിന്നെ കൂടെ
rotate.
പോണു പിന്നെ.
There's a snake bite towards main. Now it's being watched. There's one, 2, and he will have all the kit left now on his Gecko kit. The
എടാ കറക്റ്റ് മോളി.
the halfway. Out of position now. Les falls away. There's that thrash
Alt.
coming out too from the front of the pillar, and Les even has to pull back towards the market. It does not hit him though, but that clock is ticking down. Sassy's getting better across. Runs away for the time, gets it done, and Sassy wins a 3-on-1 against Loud.
കളി വെച്ചടാ.
Incredible play
ബ്രോ.
from Sassy. You can look at any player on this team and find that
ഇനി
type of
എന്ത്
play
പവറുള്ള
coming from
ഏജന്റ്
Sentinels
വരാനാണ് ആഗ്രഹം. ഇതുവരെ വന്ന ഏജൻസിന് ഒന്നുമില്ലാത്തൊരു പവർ എങ്ങനെയാലും ഏതെങ്കിലും പവർ ഉണ്ടോ? ഇതിലുണ്ടോ?
as his plays go down. What a pivotal kill, 2 for 10s for Sentinels to understand.
ഇപ്പൊ എന്താ അങ്ങനത്തെ പവർ പറയാ?
Such a priority.
ഇലക്ട്രിക് ഉണ്ട്. ഈ സാധനം കിട്ടില്ല എനിക്ക്. ആ
When QCK comes around the corner.
മറ്റൊരു ജയിച്ചു വിചാരിച്ചു പിന്നെ ഇങ്ങോട്ട് തന്നെ മാറി പീസ്.
What a play from Sassy.
കാസിന്റെ കിട്ടില്ല പ്ലേ. എന്ത് ഏജന്റ് ആൻസിൽ വിചാരിച്ചു.
Off by the wingman plant and push into market. Very heady play.
ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു ഏജന്റ്
We're in
വരണം.
round 6 now. A mid play from Loud
ഇങ്ങനെ
thinking that
തീർത്തെറിയാൻ
Sentinels might
പറ്റുക,
go for
വളി
this
വിടുക.
encroachment again.
They have a lot that they can work behind this wall that they just put up. There goes that curveball out for QCK, but Tui still fell first. Sentinels are just anchoring around. They have support from all angles, controlling the middle. Not giving a chance here for Loud to release.
അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സ്മോക്ക് ഇടാൻ പറ്റുക. എന്നിട്ട് ഒരു ഏരിയ
That hack thrown here by John Cutie. IGL gives
Seriously?
enough information that A site is open. It's weaker, where Sadak is currently only holding with the Sheriff. And even Sentinels, they're giving him that respect, moving all the way together, forming up forwards rather, and really just working their protocols for the later rounds.
Just the smoke giving them pawn shop control. They know Sadak's right there. And another quick wingman plant, giving Sentinels so much safety, never having to push into the site.
Somehow Sadak had an opener, had an opportunity to drop John Cutie, but it's an IGL battle won by Sentinels.
Yeah.
And last again, potentially in a situation, yeah, you already see him back it up. He's gonna save this one. Money wasn't too great here for Loud, and then his half buy that they had. Trap play was read by Sentinels.
Exactly. Louder doing everything they can to get under the skin of Sentinels, find that first kill so they might be able to grab Zeus's Vandal or whatever he would have in the round and then move it around again, right? See what Les can get, see what can happen. Sentinels is avoiding it, though. They're understanding and respecting the fact that Loud can still do a lot of damage on these low buy rounds. And you're not seeing any wide swings that don't have an anchor of a Sentinel member on it. Very controlled play here by Sen, understanding their wing condition and holding it close to the chest. 4 ultimates for Loud. Very big swing point in the game. We get another timeout right away. Oh my gosh.
Should be the first one here after all.
Okay.
Yeah. So now just trying to figure out what they could do with this. Probably, as we had an inkling that a timeout should have come out on that previous round.
Right.
So that lower buy that we had from Loud is just for him to decide, okay, we got 4 ults to work with this time around. But that doesn't take away the point that you mentioned so far, Riv, that this game means a lot for Sentinels. You know, they made it now to this grand final stage. It's been a very long time since they made it to a regional grand final.
So Loud calls the timeout.
പബ്ലിക്കായിട്ട് അത്
Has
മുന്നത്തെ
been
ബെഞ്ച് വന്ന് കുത്തിരുന്ന
uncharacteristic
അവർക്ക്
in
വേറെ
the
പരിപാടി.
fact that it doesn't seem like Loud is getting their pushes into the map to affect Sentinels in a way where Sentinels has to worry. They have to restructure the play.
ഇവിടെ
It seems
കരയുന്ന
like
നേരെ
Sentinels
സീനല്ലടാ,
finds
2 കളിയല്ലേ,
what Loud is doing and moves on.
2 കളിയല്ലേ
They don't
കുറച്ച്
really
നേരം.
have to change too much. The second one is
ഇത് റൗണ്ടാട്ടെ
we
പൊട്ടി.
usually see Loud have incredible
കുറച്ച്
audibles they
സീന.
call in the mid to late round that put them in the position to then stop another take from their opponent. And it seems like they're failing on both right now. Sentinels is able to run through this. And here's why it becomes a big swing round now. 3-round loss row in a row, you're going to get 2,900 into the pockets of Loud. That's basically on no credits as they have to spend in again. They need to use these ultimates to get
ഇവർക്ക് ഈ
some
സാധനം
rounds back
ഉണ്ടാക്കണ
now,
നേരം കൊണ്ട്
or it's going to start swinging very
ആ
heavily
സൈസ്
in
ഒന്ന്
favor
കുറച്ചുകൂടെ
of SEN.
പണ്ടാടങ്ങി
Already they swing heavily over towards the right side to pressure
സാധനങ്ങൾ
main.
ഉണ്ടാക്കി.
Pop flash going right into back alley.
And it definitely looks like for Loud side, they want to try to use that right away. There's the ping on the first one already. The IGL is backing up, trying to get the 100 Fury out, and there it is. It does get a ping on a few. And with flashes coming across, it does get contact for pings, but Zekin still
ഇത്
opens
എത്തിയില്ല,
up.
പക്ഷെ എല്ലാവരും
Sentinels were working towards the mid side after a
Yeah.
trap play attempted by Loud with these ults. Now Les is going to be in heavy trouble towards the market. He's there alone.
ആ ബോട്ട് പോയതുണ്ടോ?
He's just trying
ബോട്ട്
to anchor up at least one portion of this B site towards the map.
റീസൺ എപ്പോഴും കണ്ടില്ല.
Towards A-Long. Zelsis
Ah.
is currently waiting. He lost his teammate in the process, but he gets the dink and the kill onto Tui's. The flash turns away from it and does not
ആ ഫ്ലാഷ്
connect on the
ഒഴിവാക്കിയോ?
second one.
സീരിയസ്ലി
Kawazine walks that away. Out of that fight, limping away, but still
എൻ്റെ
has
മനസ്സിലൊരു
that
പവർ ഉണ്ട്,
3-on-3
സൃഷ്ടിക്കാൻ
now
കഴിവുള്ള
in the
ഏജന്റ്.
mid-round.
Finding fights around the map. Loud trying to pick apart at Sentinel's team before they hit these sites. Finally, we just talked about it. They couldn't find the ground before. It'd always be quickly traded
ഈ
back.
കൊല്ലാക്കൊല ഈ
Now,
അക്രമിയൊക്കെ
three stands.
ഓ
Les gets traded out.
എന്ത് മനുഷ്യനാടാ.
These moments during this kickoff has been so good, and he's anchored position to drop 2 and 3.
സംഭവം അടിപൊളി സാധനം കേട്ടോ,
Superstar player
നല്ല ബുദ്ധിയാ.
coming out hot of this game. The basics, the fundamentals are looking very good. They get
അതാടി
a fight coming out, looking around the TP. Moving forward, this looks like Tenz is looking for a fight. He gets punished right away by Sadak as the Rolling Thunder comes out. Now even the Pigs comes out. Beautiful combination of utility from Loud as they drop Sasi and come in for the defuse.
And we talked about how big this round was.
Awesome.
Loud stays off going into economy hell right now. That was such a big round. Sentinels would have been running away with a few more, and this first half would have not looked good. Now we have Loud.
അങ്ങനെ വെപ്പൺ ഹാക്കറൊക്കെ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ചങ്ങായില്ലേ, പൊളിക്കില്ലേ, വെപ്പൺ ഹാക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും.
See this again too. The retake, it had to happen.
മറ്റേത് എബിലിറ്റീസ് അല്ലേ, ഇത് വെപ്പൺ ഹാക്ക് ആവുക,
Under everything they had, it was according to the play.
വെപ്പൺ മോഷ്ടിക്കുക. ഓ ഇത് തൂക്കി ഇത് തൂക്കി.
Oh, Saucy, now
അതെങ്ങനെ
you
കളി.
got one. You see, they're still vibing. Loud knows this game isn't out of hand. It's not crazy. The few rounds down means nothing to Sadak and Loud. Still very
ಚೆನ್ನಾക്കി
much in
വേറെ.
it, and let's see how they play that.
Always unfazed,
The
Loud.
judges there for Sadak, so you know they're starting to get a little ratty on these. We'll see how that gets used. And these ultimates as well. QCKs can still go in. A quick retake and Les just pushes them out with the Viper's Pit. We have yet to see how Loud actually fight back with those.
You see Loud though, just jiggling across, the contacts being those controllers. Less in the back of the site, Tui's on the A site. It looks like
അവർക്ക്
Sentinels
ബ്ലൈൻഡ്
gonna
കിട്ടും.
activate right away. They'll come in out from Zelsis. Second, satchel to cross. Contact on players.
ഇരിക്കാതെ വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്തൊക്കെ എപ്പോഴും ഒരു എൻട്രി എടുത്തില്ല, കണ്ടില്ലേ, നമ്മൾ അവിടെ കാണാൻ എൻട്രി എടുത്ത് എല്ലാവരും നശിച്ച് പാണ്ടാടുന്നു.
Nobody holding yet towards the back of the B main. It's a paranoia to push through, and you hear that run it back. It should come across. The save comes out from Les
just
as
missing.
it allows QCK to stay alive. A whole roster of Loud against 3 left of Sentinels.
Oh,
Paranoia being
fuck,
thrown on
bro.
defense. There's
Seriously?
that judge. More utility flowing
Oh.
towards the front, but Zelsis and Tenz are holding back their ground for now. Beautiful flash out from QCK though. Now the tap on the spike, trying to draw out the opponents. Beautifully done by
എന്താ
Loud.
ടെൻസ് കളിക്കാൻ നോക്കി.
They come in for the
ഓ
defuse, and you
അങ്ങനല്ലേ,
saw some hope
ആ
there
ഒരു
from
സൈഡ്
Zelsis.
സ്മോക്കാവും. ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ.
Instantly, they held back for a split second, forced Sentinels out, and finally played the fundamentals and won the round.
മാറിപ്പോയി, ടൈം ഔട്ട് വിളിച്ചതിന് ശേഷം ഫുള്ള് മാറിപ്പോയി, ഇത് മാറിപ്പോയി, ഒരു കയ്യിലായി.
Coming down the tracks, you do not want to be in the way of
ഇവിടെ
Loud when
തിരിച്ചു
they
തരാം.
feel like the retake is going 100%. The way they came through Boba here, just fearless as as it were, as Sadak says.
Oh, I
Loud
just
just
tense.
run right into B main. The last time we saw that fight, Sentinels was just lacing Loud as they tried to come into B main. They didn't even make it. Loud gained so much ground there, completely taking Sentinels by surprise. We set up for Sen in a bit of the same formation, but less movement. They're not taking as much of market. The wall that they just dealt with there in B main usually can mean someone pushes up, so you have to worry. Loud is
Hyper na
giving
matram
Sen
kittukku.
a lot of things to worry about here.
ഒരു ടാപ്പ് മതി സീരിയസ്ലി ആ വാൻഡൽ അല്ലേ
Control, but not in sight yet.
ചേരി
Sentinels
സെറ്റാണ്
just trying to play into Loud's style.
ഒരാളെ കണ്ടു
When they get
ഒരാളെ
pressure
കണ്ടു
on one side, they usually push the
ഇതിലാരും
extreme on the other,
കാണുന്നില്ല
so you already see Tens holding back towards the A main side, all the way from spawn, trying to catch a forward push.
ഈ അപ്പുറത്തേക്ക്
Nobody's
പോയിക്കൊണ്ട്
really moving here from Loud. They held things back towards
കയറി
the B
കയറി
side.
പീക്ക്
They
എടുക്കാൻ
haven't really
പോകുന്നുണ്ട്
fully
ഒക്കെ
rotated.
പിസ്റ്റലാണ്
And for them, they're just very
ഇതെല്ലാം
much still comfortable of playing that retake style towards this A side. For Sentinels, they regrouped after that. After
ഒരാൾ
the
മാത്രമേ
deniability
വാൻഡൽ
that you saw there from Les's utility with his teammates. Sen is looking to pick
ഇവിടെ
it
നിന്ന്
back.
അവിടെ പൊട്ടി
Toying with the door, just hoping Loud will have to keep covering market there as they start to make their way. Zelsa's knife came up just a bit ago
30
as they entered the
seconds
A main area, but this is a contact play. They want to see how Loud reacts to this.
And finally, after the first smoke comes out on the
Yeah.
defense, the other one goes out towards the spawn on the attack. Now you're not allowing here Tui to get the
Oh.
high stack and a
Stack
spray
There they go.
with his Vandal, which
That's kinda
allows here a wingman to get a very late plant towards A.
സോമാങ്ങ്
How
ആള്
far do
വരാം
they push forward? Little hide here
Take it.
from second, right under
Inch
the
കയറാൻ
trash
വേണ്ടി.
can. John QD is going to be flanking far,
Yeah,
but it's
already.
watched by Sadak. What's the
ആ
timing
ഒരു
here?
സൈഫർ ഉണ്ടല്ലേ
Comes
സൈഫർ
to spawn.
Threw a whole flash towards the air just to try to slow it down for a bit. They're just trying to take down Sadak first to push towards that spawn. It works out. Another one fell within the site for Loud. But Loud have regained control of that B site. The tap to flush out Sentinels once again. Double
ഒരു
back
broken
towards the main
കൊണ്ടാ.
wall boxes. Les lines up 2 kills somehow. And the spray comes back here through the cages, but it's going to be difficult right now. Sasi does get the pick. The last one still sticks to the fuse. Woo. Not planned for them to be able to play that push
അങ്ങനെ കിട്ടി
forward. They really had to walk in the sight, and Loud was always ready for that.
Pretty wild damage from Sentinels, though, coming out with
അങ്ങനെ
some
കിട്ടി ഞാൻ പക്ക
pistols
കിട്ടി
on
ഞാൻ
that
വിചാരിച്ചു
round. They drop all of Loud. Loud and the fans happy, though, to pick up another round. Like we said, even looking at
ആരാ Loud?
5-1, we saw smiles on
എല്ലാരും
Loud's face during the
ഇല്ലേ?
timeout. It's still
കുഴപ്പമെന്ന്
an
പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഓരോ
any game, and we saw Loud use the ultimates to make that come true. 4-5 now, 3 quick defuses on the
തീരും.
post plant
ഇത്
here.
വേറെ രീതിയിലാണല്ലോ
Loud back into this, and we are going to get a Sentinels timeout now as they get a talk from Kaplan, figure out what
ഇവിടെ ജയിച്ച്
Loud
നല്ല
is doing
വൃത്തിയായിട്ട്
differently here to get themselves back in the match.
ടീം
Really nicely done. They didn't have an answer for the beginning, right? We said Loud was kind of missing the early game control. We saw Kalanzine and QCK trying to work tiles in mid. They lose a few members, and that trade did not benefit Loud, especially the way Sen was taking the site. What I think we did get, though, is Loud in those mid-round calls back, having the right positioning, waiting for each other, that patience where we know
അത്
Loud to
പക്കായിരുന്നു കേട്ടോ
be looking for the flank while the
അത്രയും നേരം
spike
വെയിറ്റ്
is
ചെയ്ത്
taking, and
കാത്തു
you're like, is there enough time? Oh, it's enough time. They know they've been
പ്രോപ്പർ
there.
ആയിട്ട് കളിച്ചു
We're getting that back from Loud, and that's why we're close to
അവിടെ
tie it now.
പ്ലാന്റിംഗ് ഒക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞു
Sentinels will discuss how to get back in. 3 ults. Thrash to be used by Sasi, 11-4. He's had some fantastic games. Even though we lost the win on a SEN on the Sova, he's like 20-5 or something at half. The Odin Master over there. Yeah, he's been showing up as well for Sentinels this season. So we get back in.
അത്രോ
Also decided not to play the Ascent in this grand finals.
They
panicking
didn't. That
against
blew
Loud.
the fact that we had Icebox in here and Sen have been kind of kicking that out of the pool was very interesting. I cannot wait. But on Sunset until it does just that. Round 10. Uh-oh. Thrash right off the rip. How does Loud respond to instant aggression?
Tried to get a camera pivot towards the mid, and Celsius already fell. Now we're just spraying across here, and he gets a lucky kill onto his head.
Yeah,
That second that falls. They still get a plant now. Hunter's
And
Fury
now
coming
down.
out from the defense. A ping does get the hit onto John Cutie from QCK.
ഞാൻ കണ്ടില്ല
As here's a shot from behind to lurk once again. Sasi gets it done.
ഓനെങ്ങനെ
Tens
കാണാതെ പോയി
under heavy pressure, alone towards the back of the site. Thrash being picked up, the TP away from one, sees the second one, and it does get the hit here. That's going to delay even more. Sadak is
അല്ല
detained.
എനിക്ക് അങ്ങോട്ട് ഒരു
Jury's had
പുഷ്
the TP
ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല
away, and now as they finally regroup, they don't have too much utility but these smokes. Tens is already pushing towards that spike. A beautiful
ഏതാ
Tens to get that pick. A up to Sadak alone. A nice shot. Tens once again, leading out for the kill. And Sentinels finally get another point.
He threw that through the window, right?
Yep.
Oh, we hardly ever get to see the windows used. Awesome stuff from Market. Honestly, little things like that you hardly see in your games are the ones that can catch you off guard in a millisecond. Oh my gosh. You're like, wait a minute. Yeah, there's a window. Vents that. Tens vents Sadak. And that's going to be the end. 6-4. The timeout pays off for Sentinels here. Big time after 3 post-plant rounds. Successful in a row for Loud.
Seems as though the game plan got foiled, but thankfully you still have players that could really think on their toes, though, with how Tens and Sassy played that one, because he lost a lot of players in the process trying to play this or trying to play a contact. Towards the A site, Tusika gets dropped. The lure by from Loud, you saw the lucky TP towards the back.
shot അടിപൊളി ഷോട്ട് ഷോട്ട്
Holding towards the back of the A site, and that hat's going to help a lot. Neural theft out. It's a forward push here from Les outside the B site.
വാൻഡലില് ക്ലോസ് റേഞ്ച് റണ്ണങ്ങനെ അടിച്ച അടിപൊളിയാ അത്യാവശ്യം മൂവ്മെന്റ്സ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ട് ക്ലോസിൽ കേട്ടോ ഒരു നാലെണ്ണം അടിച്ചാല് മൂന്നെണ്ണം എന്തായാലും ചിലപ്പോൾ കിട്ടാൻ ഭയങ്കര ചാൻസ് കൂടുതലായിരിക്കും കുറെ അടിക്കണം കേട്ടോ അത് ഓപ്പി ഫ്ലാഷ് ആണല്ലോ ഈവൻ നോക്കിയാൽ പോലും
just to get the drive. Firing squad leaving less alone. Yeah, he broke one trip on the B site, but couldn't get this one on the A site, so his cover is blown. Mosh pit to keep it real. That's a nice shot off Asasi.
And now no one else peeks.
Versus one, holding a tight angle as Zetkin goes for the crab walk.
bro.
They'll get the pick.
Flash ഇല്ലേ ഒരു ഫ്ലാഷ് സാസിന്റെ ഫ്ലാഷ് അടിപൊളി ആ ഫ്ലാഷ് ഈവൻ നോക്കിയിട്ട് പോലും ആണ് കിട്ടാൻ ചെറിയൊരു ഇതിലാണ് കിട്ടുന്നത് ഫ്ലാഷ് അടിപൊളി ഇതെന്താ കാച്ചി ഉറങ്ങി ഓ
That was so unlucky there for Loud because they were anticipating that hit from Sentinels. You saw who was that? I think it was Kawadzine or Sadak looking towards the air with a frenzy, getting ready to hit that dizzy, but he hit both of his teammates even all three before. But let's hold that thought. Showstopper already outside of the gates and blow Sadak to bits. Once again, numbers advantage for Sentinels, allowing for them to work the map, working back towards his B side.
അവരിവിടെ ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല ഈ ഫ്ലാഷ് കേട്ടോ ഫ്ലാഷിന്റെ സ്പീഡ് കൂടിക്കുന്നത് അതെന്താ അങ്ങനെ പൊട്ടിക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്തത് ഫ്ലാഷിന്റെ സ്പീഡ് കൂടിക്കുന്നു അവൻ നെയ്ഡ് സീനാട്ടോ ഇതിലെ നെയ്ഡാ നെയ്ഡൊക്കെ കറക്റ്റ് പക്കയാ
Smoke to help Sassy a little bit towards the market. Loud just waiting here for that flank coming out from QCK. It's slow, but it's coming. As the dizzy comes up just to try to delay towards the back of the site even more. Finally, that contact. As you mentioned, second season. Flash is coming out. There's that execution out for Sentinels. Back and forth, but still the advantage for the attack side. As they know, it was that flanker. QCK with no utility after he uses his wall. Contact out to Sassy, allowing here Zekin just to wait for the tap. Pain shells to keep him at bay. That will definitely end the half right now, especially with the coming out from Sassy as Sentinels to close out the half with a 4-point
Zekin used an ult there at the beginning of the round. The
അങ്ങനെ പൊട്ടിക്കാൻ പറ്റാതെ പിന്നെന്താ ആ വെച്ചൊന്ന് കളിച്ചു നോക്കണല്ലോ കുപ്പിയില്ലേ അങ്ങോട്ട് വന്നു
to slightly respect it because they can dodge it. Zekin comes in, you have to respect it. The fundamental differences in the power that these comps can hit with is huge, and we'll see that as Loud comes onto the attack side now. It takes so much more to orchestrate this composition into a site.
You're definitely seeing a lot from all of these players right now and from the IGLs too, but let's toss it back to Ender where he has something for us by the telestrator.
Saucy finishes the half with a whopping 15 kills and only 5 deaths, and he is dominant in the clutch. Let's check out this round where he absolutely blows me away. It starts out Sentinels with an advantage, but Loud very quickly are able to bounce back with a few critical kills. Loud, we know they don't play with fears. They step forward in mid, in main to take these fights, and even poor Tens trying to move over to main get shut down. So where do we find ourselves? Saucy is stuck in a 1v3 situation, but
ഈ സാധനം അടിപൊളിയാണ് സാഫിന്റെ വേറെ ലെവൽ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും പക്ഷേ ഡോഡ്ജ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല എന്നിട്ട് ഫ്ലാഷ് നമ്മളെ ടാർഗറ്റ് അല്ല അങ്ങനെയാണ് പൊട്ടിക്കാൻ ഞാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചോ ഡോഡ്ജ് ചെയ്യാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാല് ഡോഡ്ജ് നമുക്ക് ചെയ്യാം എങ്ങനത്തെ കേസസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എൻ്റെ ഒബ്സ്റ്റക്കിൾസ് ഉണ്ടപ്പോൾ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു ബോളോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ ഒന്ന് നമ്മളെ മുന്നിലുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ വരികയാണെങ്കിൽ ജസ്റ്റ് മാറിക്കൊടുത്താൽ മതി ഒരു ഇപ്പോൾ അവിടെ ഫ്രീ ഏരിയ ആണെങ്കിൽ അത് നമ്മളെ ഫോളോ ചെയ്ത് വരുള്ളൂ ബോൾ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ പോകും ഇപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെയാണ് നിൽക്കുന്നത് വെച്ചാൽ ഇവിടെ നിൽക്കുന്നത് ഈ ഇങ്ങനെ ഫ്ലാഷ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ബോൾ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ മാറിക്കൊടുത്താൽ ഇതിങ്ങനെ ബാക്കോട്ട് പോകും ബോൾ ഉണ്ട് നമുക്ക് കിട്ടൂല ഇത് പൊട്ടിക്കാൻ പോലും പറ്റാതെ പെട്ടെന്ന് സാധനം വരുന്നു ഈ സാധനം അടിപൊളിയാണ് കേട്ടോ യൂട്ടിലിറ്റി
could not stick through that plant, and the thrash means that he could not actually get on Spike in time. Let's get the second half underway. Back to our casters.
Sick flip.
Sick flip, yeah, well done, Ender. Great explanation here on how good these players are. It's not only about that meta, the battle of the IGLs, the big brains from the coaches. The heads-up play from all these players that has been looking so good in this first half. Speaking of information to react right away, a knife went out towards the A side, pinging a few here. And Sentinels knows this hit's coming towards the A side, and they're ready for this signature retake play style on the A side. Loud still deciding to work towards A though, so they might have something back in return.
What are we working with? There are some ghosts, so a little bit
Ball
of
and
drop on
box in
utility,
there,
classics will be able to come in utility-wise. And the early delay,
നോക്കിയിട്ടും ഫ്ലാഷ് ആയി
early fakes with a bit of
ഫ്ലാഷ്
utility
ബഫ്
here.
ചെയ്ത്
I wonder
വന്നപ്പോൾ
if that's going to
നല്ല
allow Sen
സ്പീഡ്
a
ഉണ്ട്
bit
ഇപ്പോൾ
more, but
സ്പീഡ് ഉണ്ട്
this is
സ്പീഡ് ഉണ്ട് അത് സത്യം
Loud are hunkered down here. This is going to be hard to get them out.
Paranoia and Dizzy, that's going to hit QCK, runs inside
ആ
the
ഫ്ലാഷാടാ ഫ്ലാഷാണ്
pulls him away.
Smokes
A
are
flash
good.
towards the
One
back.
kill
Now
landed.
it seems fully blinded, but it's okay to stay behind the smoke. Attack onto the spike, a fault line coming out, a spray through the smoke, a spray and pray.
ഒരാളെ അടുപ്പിക്കാൻ സമ്മതിക്കില്ല 4-4 കേട്ടോ
They got to start it now.
ഓ അത് കറക്റ്റ് കിട്ടി ഓ ഓ
But there's no time left. There's no time left. Always comes in for the right clicks.
അവിടെ പൂരപ്പറമ്പ് പൂരപ്പല്ല് പൂരപ്പല്ലായിരുന്നു അവിടെ
Be the type of plays that we're going to see on a post-fat plays between Loud and Sentinels.
സ്പീഡോണ്ടായിരിക്കും മേ ബി
We're going to be able to
അത് വളഞ്ഞു വരുമെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നില്ല
No, just kidding.
അങ്ങനെ വാളുള്ളപ്പോൾ ഇങ്ങനെ
That
എന്താ
was
പറയാ
Tuesday matinee. That was absolute chaos. Oh my gosh.
അവിടെ പൂരപ്പല്ല് പരടി
I have one final choice moment situations. Everybody is doing the
നോക്കി
final thing they know.
ചാടി
They're
ചാടി
gonna go
വന്നു
down and
മറ്റവന്റെ ആ
now
അടിപൊളിയില്ലേ
was to jump
എല്ലാരും
over
നൈസ് ചെയ്യാനൊക്കെ
finally
നോക്കുന്നുണ്ട്
kill the
ഒട്ടും
diffuser, even though it probably would have been half. That was just the kind of situation. The pressure Loud puts on the first attack round of their pistol here.
ഒരു
Second half.
ബുൾഡോഗ് വാൻഡില് രണ്ട് വാൻഡില്
This is going to be another war.
ഓ സത്യം ഒരു വോറായിരുന്നു അത്
But QCK is just ready for that. So that
ഓ സാസിന്റെ ലൈഫ് കുറവാ 3-5 ആയി
pulling up his ultimate here.
നമ്പേഴ്സും കുറഞ്ഞു
Even trying to clear for more. Grabbing the orb behind the Allen drone. Wouldn't be surprised if they just give him a plan or he just chases the kill. But you're seeing like Sentinels are trying to rework the map somewhere.
കിട്ടിയാ
Go head to
ഇല്ല
head. Omen versus Omen
ഒന്നും.
2s gets the upper hand
Oh.
of Tens.
ആ ഷെരിഫ് ഷോട്ട് സാസിന്റെ അടിപൊളിയായിരുന്നല്ലോ
QCK trying to hunt for more kills there. He got instantly denied by Saucy.
Camera will let them know they can end at A on this one. And Loud, I feel like needed to start setting the pace as they got onto this attack side. Sentinels, as they were on attack,
planting
like I said,
അടിപൊളിയാണല്ലോ.
what
ഇവിടെ
did
plant
care
ചെയ്ത്
when the
അടിപൊളിയല്ലേ?
Fury came out from Loud,
Plant
they were able
അടിപൊളി.
to work around it, absorb Loud
Plant
utility at market, and hit A
അതാ
all
നമുക്ക്
the
പോണ്ടേ?
way around A to B. Here, Loud cannot let Sentinels set up a defensive spot. Loud needs to be in their face all the time. And again, with this composition Loud has,
Yeah.
that has to be everybody
Sina
behind
kanda,
QCK, right? QCK is not blast packing in. He's not dashing in.
കിട്ടാഞ്ഞാൽ
They have to go in together
Thank
right
you,
now.
Lloyd.
They're picking these rounds up together.
Yeah.
കണ്ണതാ
As much as Sentinels has utility
അവർക്ക്
retaking
സേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ
sites,
പോവാ.
for Loud side, they have
Oh.
as much stall, right? They have
ബോംബ്
that
വീണ്
whole line
പൊട്ടാൻ
to come out.
പോയി.
They have the
Exactly.
darts over the smokes.
Yeah.
They have paranoias if they haven't used it for the
Be-
takes. It comes down to how they work the map once again.
ഇടിച്ച്
here on
കൊണ്ടുപോയിക്കണ
the
താഴേക്ക്.
Sentinels might have to try to change things a little bit here as they have
ഓ ചാവോ.
a gun round that comes through.
Yeah, I wonder
That's enough for them to try to control.
ഇവിടെ
I
തിരിച്ചു
wonder if
വരുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ.
the Sentinels try a trap play right away.
പൈസ തിരിച്ചറിയോ. ഓ ഇതില് പിന്നെ നല്ല കോരി വാരിക്കിടുന്നില്ല.
Yeah.
ഈ ഷോട്ട് അടിപൊളി.
Good against Loud.
Oh.
If Loud were to go slow on a round,
ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാനില്ല. ഗണ്ണില്ല.
the low buy is
ഗണ്ണില്ല.
gonna create a tough entry into the side. Four towards eight for
പുരപ്പറമ്പ്
Loud. Heavy
പുരപ്പറമ്പ്
side as
കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോ
well for
ഗണ്ണില്ല.
Sentinels. Strong side rather. Looks like up and over flash by Dizzy. No, they don't think they've thrown anything yet.
Heard a flash coming out from Zelsis just to delay
ഓ
a bit. Big
ഏതാ
paranoia.
മൂവ്മെന്റ് നോക്കി.
And Boombot second
എങ്ങനെ
away,
കേറി
10's
പോണ
trying to
നോക്കി.
swing back
ഇതൊക്കെ
out just to try to catch QCK
ഇവിടെ
off
ഉണ്ടായിരുന്ന
guard. Knight
സെക്കനാ.
is gonna
പക്ഷെ ആ മൂവ്മെന്റ്
delay that
പഠിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
utility that would allow for
അത്
Loud to
എന്തായാലും
gain
ഒരു
that momentum,
അനിവാര്യമായ
gain that
സാധനമാണ്.
space and a gain towards the elbow. As Sentinels wants to fight back, the aggression comes through.
Oh.
QCK still on the top.
Oh.
Very close range. A second throw at the Zelsis for the classic.
Oh,
on the
oh.
ground.
കുറേ
Takes
നോക്കിട്ടോ.
him down. And all the rest of Loud falls as Tui's was looking for that
ഈശിക്ക് കുറേ നോക്കി. ഈശിക്ക് കിക്ക് ഇല്ലേ കിക്ക്.
They realize
Kick
it's going to
കുറേ
be
നോക്കി.
chaos. Sen answer just as hard and weird and fast right there as Loud is trying to hit that elbow spot. Also
Ine.
take a little pawn control. And it is taking control to kind of organize this mess that's going on. The nades that are being thrown. That first nade allowed this long peak to come through. With QCK there, they knew they needed to get him out of the situation, unroot him. It just caused the push. Sentinels is there with numbers because they did choose the right site, expecting Loud to hit A.
Besides, sometimes at some point those paint shells went down there from Zekin and QCK somehow still stood alive. So
You jump up on the box as fast as possible.
it's definitely difficult there for Sentinels to try to regain the elbow side, but they did. Power numbers.
ടെക്നിക്കൽ
Now
പോസ്.
we have a tech pause coming out here, but it's quick. You know, didn't even have a chance to talk about it.
Wow.
That's even better.
All right, cool. I'll take that.
Any day now. And
They're just
Loud,
making sure tech pause works.
Tech pause
Tech
ഇത്ര
pause,
പെട്ടെന്ന്
tech
തീർന്നു.
pause.
അതാണ്
Loud
ടെക് പോസ്
right now
എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 2
still
മണിക്കൂർ
has
ഉണ്ടാവില്ല.
this run it back here that they could use. They're adding that pressure
Getting.
on this A side to start. Even trying to see if there's going to be a push from Sentinels down towards the middle for a B link control. Sentinels on their end, though,
reveal
they're
na.
looking for once again the first contact towards the front. Zelsis with the support and the flashes on the back of the dumpster, so they could fight back. That's all they want to do so far. When they spray it across, they didn't hear anybody from Loud shooting back, so they might be able to start to pivot back and work towards the B side. How about John Cutie?
This is the first time that we'll see Loud start to use this wall here that kind of helps them get an entrance, mostly for QCK and Kawanzine to flash through. Then they can enter through their own wall. And they have to make Sentinels worry. Thrash comes flying out from Sassi to check mid control, grabs one market, and here it comes.
Oh.
QCK still alive, coming
Come on
back,
now.
but his teammates detained cannot really help yet. Marshman comes down
Oh.
to target when Celsius gets the headshot. Ken's ready for a paranoia. Let's it rip. But the rest of Loud made it through towards the B side nonetheless. They gave up on that control towards the market. The plant coming down here for Karanzine. Hit by flashes all over for Loud.
രണ്ട്
As Sentinels
flash,
are still out back on the outside by middle and
അങ്ങനെ.
B main. There's that fight. The Connor. Oh my God! It's Sense all around. Leaving out less alone on the 1v4. Position now towards the spike. As at least the Thrash is on spot him. Now back and forth we go.
Thanks for calling my Tigana.
Tens is ready to come out strong in his grand finals as well.
It's been an incredible year for 10 so far. We see him go from aggressive duelist over to smoke. Himself saying the consistency it brings to his play is unreal. And looking at how that works, if we think about Tens, he's been on agents that can get out of a situation, but you know where that dash goes. You know where he might be playing. Now he can reset on an open. He can audio cut and rat a little bit more. He has so many more options here, and he looks so happy to be playing the new role.
Yeah, it's insane too. Yeah, the questions that came out of Tens' role of
ആ ടെൻസിന്റെ അനിയനാ.
he's not able to play a raise too well on split.
അതാണ്.
He should play a KO because it's like his play style from the other games. But this time as an Omen, he's shining.
His stats this year on average
അടിപൊളി.
on
അടിപൊളി.
the Yoru, the Omen, way better than his Jets KOs from last year. Kind of incredible that he's able to put up these numbers still. You see how comfortable he is.
We're not over yet here. 3 rounds away of getting the first map for Sentinels as Louder looking for the contact play. Speaking.
അത് നല്ല പൊസിഷനാണല്ലോ.
The round, QCK falls a tap on the spike.
ഒരു ഗണ്ണില്ലല്ലേ?
The players of Sentinels trying to push towards the spawn.
ഒരു ഗണ്ണുള്ള ഇവനെ ചത്ത്.
They will not meet any opposition, which allows for them to at least get a plant down to build that economy for the next. Ready with the shorty in the smoke.
അറിയടാവും പ്രഡിക്റ്റ്
Keeps them at bay. But all of Sentinels are here, getting ready to flood back from that A link once again. And there he goes. Look at that utility. Everybody's hiding within the smoke.
ഫൈറ്റിൽ ഒരു നിന്നുണ്ട് കണ്ടാ കടങ്ങിനെ. ഒരാള് ഫൈറ്റിലുണ്ടോ ഓന്റെ തീർന്നേനെ. ഓളി ഇറങ്ങി വീട് എറിഞ്ഞ്
It kind of took Sentinels just fighting back as fast. That, I think the mid-round where we saw Zekin fly through, that tells you how fast Sentinels want to be going right now. And Loud are going to be calling the timeout here. Boom. Playing the smokes. Frags all around for the team. It's not just kind of the 3Ks from 10s. You're seeing the refrags, the trades. Sentinels is a well-oiled machine right now, and it looks like they could close this one out. They get a timeout as well off Loud, so Captain's team help solidify these last few ultimates. A rolling thunder from Colin here. That can be denied if they throw that, and Zelsis is there to null command down. How's the rest of that site take hit? It just seems like Sen has answers to the ults ready for Loud, so it is going to take the Sadak masterclass here. It's going to take this timeout to close these 5 rounds and bring us back to a tied game for sure.
That's the important call there. What Sadak could really pull out of this timeout. The last one that they have on this map of Sunset. And where Sentinels, when we were watching how that history of the first half went through, for them to score that many rounds on the attack puts them in a comfortable position under strong retake play style. And Loud has to find a way to answer that back. How do you fight back towards the spawn? They tried to play further back towards the A site and fight through after the initial utility that's being thrown on a defense for Sentinels. They're also alone in these forward positions after. They're not really able to set up for trades. This time around, though, looks like Loud is just holding back for a mid-control.
Their weight looks like this. 0 point's going to come over the top. You can see Zelsis' positioning. Loud get too caught in that. Looked purposeful as well. They kind of stood exactly where they wanted to. So Viper and Breach seen on the right side of the map is what Sentinels is working with right now. Again, this wall, only 2 times since this wall was put up from Loud have they tried to work through it. Last market we saw Zekin came flying through with a showstopper, but now they're giving QCK quite a task here.
Yeah, you already see QCK working up the mid of the map. The L drone comes out towards the right side, but the important thing here is Kaozin taking control of this B lane. They try to use his rolling thunder to hold towards the left side or flash towards the dumpster, but instead, after it sees nothing on the elbow side, they regroup and try to go for the contact play.
Looking at Sadak. Sonar up. Drone has been used. Again, they're really liking this elbow play. At least putting 3 or 4 members in there. They have to get Kalinzine in there because the fault lines from that side just seem so much more effective.
Even
to
a rolling
the entry,
thunder.
the rolling thunder, to boot. Right, so having Kalinzine in this elbow has been a priority for Loud. They set it up again,
30 seconds
and
left.
it's going to be the 5v5. A good lurk here, however, from Tui's could just separate Sentinel's rotation.
Feels like Loud seeing here that Sentinels like to play the retake, just contacting the site, allowing this utility to delay even more.
There it is.
As he throws out the rolling thunder off the knife, QCK is pushing forward. Just around the corner, though, Zelsis pulls out the null command. Zekin holding all the way back towards that Boba side, where we have a late lurk from Tui, still waiting for that opportunity to strike back behind them. But Sentinels are now running very quickly towards the A site. Showstopper to open it up. It's Planet once again for the elbow spam. Wingmen on the ground. Kaotzin trying to delay as he runs forward with utility. Gets Sadak though on the other side. There's that backstab. Tui's trying to go for the hero play. There's that first kill. It's tapped at half. There's no time. 10 gets the kill.
Tui's the lurk king on that one. Absolutely pivotal that Tui stayed alive and was able to get a huge kill on John QT there, causing that defensive rotation to have to route around through spawn, take a little bit more time. Everything that Loud did there really hurt Sentinels. Sen tried to paranoia retake pawn shop into the dumpster there, and they didn't really hit anybody. They tried to retake flash on dumpster, and all of what they needed for sight was already used by the time. Loud really draining Sentinels in a way they cannot retake. See what happens here. Spread out across the map.
അപ്പുറത്തുനിന്ന് ഇങ്ങനെ മറ്റേ അൾട്ടുള്ളതുകൊണ്ട് അപ്പുറത്തുനിന്ന് പീക്കും പറ്റില്ല. പക്ഷെ ഇവിടുന്ന് പയ്യെ കുറേ നേരം വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് പീക്ക് ചെയ്യാണ്ട് കുറച്ച് നേരം ടൈം വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് ലാസ്റ്റ് ടൈമിലേക്ക് ഒരു പീക്ക്.
Saw two sets of footsteps there off that camera from John Cutie. And look at Sentinels, a flash over and a swing after, a quad swing coming out, and that's just being held back. Even Paranoia to try to move forward. All the way back towards middle instead. A spray through the blaze wall.
Holy, ഒന്നാം നമ്പറായിട്ട് ഒത്തിരിക്കുണ്ടല്ലോ. അടിപൊളി. ചിരിക്കണോ? ചിരിക്കുക. സാദക് തന്നെ ചത്തനെ വന്നെ. ഓനിങ്ങ എബിലിറ്റി ഇട്ടിട്ട് ഒരെ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യാ. ഏറ്റവും നല്ല പണി.
Okay, so I feel like we have been missing this from Loud in these few rounds. The past rounds, it would be that they tempted B main, they were a little bit in mid, right? QCK would flash, and then everybody just reset to a default spot to hit A. Loud have not been leaving breadcrumbs around the map, so you'll be able to make audio calls on a rotation or be able to make that re-rotate. And now we're seeing that come into play, those autos we know stock for in the middle to late round.
Zelsis thought he snuck through, but QCK was still holding towards the billboard of the B main. A knife being thrown that would have been huge towards that B main site where they don't have the line aftershock to work with, or snake bites, as a matter of fact. Even QCK is re-flanking towards the mid side. But Sentinel's already pushing forward. Spraying through the attacker smoke. Snake bite on the ground. There's that backstab. Too good for QCK. Wow.
പീക്കോക്ക് ഇവരെല്ലാ സൈഡിൽ നിന്നും, അതായത് ഇവർ റീടേക്ക് എടുക്കാൻ വരുമ്പോൾ എല്ലാ സൈഡിൽ നിന്നും ഈട്ടി വെച്ചിട്ടാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ ആരും അറിയാണ്ട് ഫിനിക്സും നല്ല പയ്യെ പോയി. ഈ സാധനം ജസ്റ്റ് മിസ് ചെയ്യും. തിരിച്ചു നോക്കൂ.
He's like, I'm not KO ulted right now. You can't do that. I'm not going to be rezzed. QCK with a really nice flank.
നേരം വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് നൈസായിട്ട് ഉമ്മക്കറിയില്ല നിങ്ങളോട് പറയേണ്ട ആവശ്യം. ഇവരെന്തായാലും എന്താ പിടിക്കാൻ പോണം. കാര്യം കഴിയുകൊണ്ടോ
see what kind of ideas they can muster up during this one. Ultimate for John Cutie and tens, kind of passive. Really need to make something work to get those in action. Sadak. Do we see this off the rip, or does it become a post plant? They have been focusing from the defensive side. Loud has that Hunter's Fury controls the map. It gets them an idea right away off the drone or a sonar bolt tag.
ഷൂ ഒക്കെ ഊരി അവൻ്റെ കാല് കാണില്ലടാ. അവനെങ്ങനെ ഗെയിം കളിക്കുന്ന ചമ്മറം മടങ്ങി. ഓണത്തിന് ഫുഡ് കഴിക്കണ മാതിരി എന്താ. ഡിഫൻസ് ഒഴിവാക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി പല സൈഡിൽ നിന്നും കളിക്കുന്നു. മാത്രമല്ല അവരിൽ ഒരാൾ പീക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടോ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ലാസ്റ്റിലേക്ക് എൻഡിലേക്ക് അതുവരെ ബാക്കി എല്ലാവരും പീക്ക് ചെയ്യും. എൻഡിലേക്കാണ് ലാസ്റ്റ് ഒരാൾ പീക്ക് ചെയ്യും. ലൗഡിന്റെ കളി നോക്ക്. എൻഡിലങ്ങോട്ട് ലാസ്റ്റ്
But the push is huge here from SEN. They're trying to change the pace of the game of what Loud has been seeing the last few rounds, feeling in control. SEN trying to take that away. Passive play from Loud gets them safely across the map here, but this is what they were doing before. Not really tempting or leaving anybody at a sight, just making some noise mid, and then they're going to hit A.
This could be basic things too, from Sentinels holding towards the back of the side with John's Cutie set up on the A, just to maybe try to break a windman with his trips inside the A site. Run it back here, utilized by QCK just to clear out the space towards the The plant still comes down. A lucky kill up to Kawadzin. Throws up the hat, but the plant still went down for Loud.
That's huge. Kawadzin the one they want an elbow. For him to go down, this means that SEN can get back in.
Right now, the goal is to protect Sadak so that he could use his Hunter's Fury. There is that tap, uses it out right away. And And now right after, it's going to be for Loud to fight back inside the smoke. Flashes are coming through. Nades are coming across towards the smokes as Tens is holding off angle. A curveball being turned. A nice kill from Tens. Snake fights underground as well. Wingman comes up trying to get it down. It's at least at halfway. He's trying to stick it through it, but Wingman gets denied. It's a 2 versus 1. A push for from Bless once again. But John Cutie still get to the
അന്ത വിങ്ങ ചാവാങ്ങി അവിടെ ഓൾറെഡി ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഉപ്പിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു.
Tens again. I'm pretty sure Sideshow mentioned it previously, but that flash turning percentage, Tens being at the top. The least flashed member, we see it in action.
ആ ഫ്ലാഷിലടിച്ചു.
And John Cutie, that kill.
ഇപ്രാവശ്യം ആരും അപ്പുറത്തെ സൈഡിൽ പീക്ക് ചെയ്തില്ല. അല്ല അപ്പുറത്തെ സൈഡ് സൈഫർ മെയിൻറ്റെയിൻ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്.
It just doesn't matter with Tens.
ഇപ്പുറത്തെ സൈഡ് എന്നാലും ആരും പീക്ക് ചെയ്തില്ല.
They have a Cowanzine, that kill from John Cutie on a Cowanzine. You saw how
അപ്പുറത്തെ
confident
സൈഡ്
Sentinels was to
പീക്ക്
step
വന്നില്ല.
forward
സാധാരണ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ജയിച്ച് 12 മാച്ച്
to
പോയിന്റ്.
be able to pull up. Sheriff now for the side of Loud. What a hurt on game point now. As they're going to try to get QCK
Match
up
point
this
is
new
sure
position
for.
again. A little rinse and repeat on the strats before, but it brings most of the team to keep him safe.
QCK with the Sheriff, the double swing out, the wall bang, forcing Celsius away. Trying to take the mid control, even shock darts thrown from Sadak to keep him back. Sentinel's trying to push forward. It was being watched by Les, so you have 3 players now contained in the A site. That said, though, with the amount of rounds that were coming back there for Loud, that one single loss now map point for Sentinels. The economy's broken for Loud.
ഈ റൗണ്ട്
Trying to get something done here. Controlling maybe in
ഇല്ലാണ്ട് നടക്കുന്നില്ല
the
അവർക്ക്.
a Viper plant off the pit, using his Owl drone to sell that fake whip. This is we got the backstab over QCK. It's perfect. But finally, John comes out of the camera to trade that out. They get information on that Sentinel player towards the back of the site. And they try to execute now for Sentinels. Tap to allow Cowanzine to swing out instant headshot. Still not deciding to go for the plan for less. They want to use it for Cowanzine. It's been the name of the game so
ഒരുമിച്ച്
far.
പോണൊക്കെ
But now
മൂന്നാളും
they're forming the arbs in the
ഓരോരുത്തർ ഓരോ സ്ഥലത്തൊക്കെ പീക്ക്.
Sentinels now trying to go for a 3-player retake at a disadvantage. Look how far back here Sadak is. Still waiting to see somebody trying to flank across. Delays being thrown early for Loud. A flash towards the market. First contact is less. Cowanzine avoided the mosh pit. Now swings out, hit by at least the fragment. Plant denied. A push forward from Tui's. Zelsis is alone. And it becomes a nice post-plant hold for Loud.
That actually is one of the coolest rounds I've seen Sadak
എന്നാലും നിങ്ങൾ ആലോചിക്കണേ,
running back to A. You saw Sadak instantly peel off. It's like a light bulb went off in his head. Peels off and then sets up to quickly set the drone. It looked like they were
ഈ
actually
സെന്റിനല് ഒരു കളിയും ജയിക്കാതെ ആയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ ഫുണ്ടൊക്കെ ഇനി ലൈഫിൽ ചിരിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല.
they do a global distraction to allow QCK
ആ ഷോട്ട് നോക്കൂ.
even better. Sick thinking. Absolutely disgusting.
And we said, just sheriffs?
Just sheriffs?
It was the 2 first kills they got.
Honestly.
QCK and Cowanzine with sheriffs to make it.
Making the crowd ill.
Yup.
Making the crowd ill.
Maybe smile again.
9-12. Pop flash towards mid, possibly.
Definitely.
Yep, pop
Even
flash mid.
satchels out from Zekin.
ഫ്ലാഷ്
The paranoia on top of that came from
അവിടെ
Tens, so
എത്ര
trying
പെട്ടെന്ന്
to do a
പൊസിഷൻ
trap
മാറണം
with
അവര്.
the lure buy that they have
ആ മിഡിൽ
on the
ഇപ്പുറത്ത് കളിച്ചോൻ
defense for
പെട്ടെന്ന്
Sentinels,
ഇപ്പുറത്താണ്.
but again, it's the masterclass IGLing calls from Sadak, holding all the way back towards spawn.
It's
Even
wild.
towards the extremities.
Just wild. All right, into the site here. Just 3 rounds away for Loud to secure us our OT. It's going to be a low buy from SEN. Back in the site, they're going to hunker down and try to find those close angles. It's how can Loud dislodge them. Ultimate for Cowanzine could come around. That's the ultimate plant. If they can keep Cowanzine, then it can elbow without some John Cutie spam.
ഇത് സ്ഥിരമായിരിക്കും കേട്ടോ.
They lost the breadcrumb. That's what they were leaving this time. Sadak goes down.
And they have to make noise now. This is all going to be heard by Tens, but Tens only has a sheriff in the back of the A site. Sassy with a pistol himself, so this is a very weak A site hold. A flank coming behind here, a flash. Tens is fully blinded. The lurk comes up from the side from Les. Yeah, Sassy gets the headshot and instant ding from Les. 3 players remaining from Sentinels coming back once again from the A link. Tui's now takes control towards the back of the default. Gets 1 for his troubles back there. 2 versus 2. A pit out, a rolling thunder. Giving a lot of chances for Loud here. Camera coming out. Forcing now Sentinels to go inside the pit to fight back. Zeus is low on HP, upgraded into a rifle. They actually have 2 rifles to work with. There's that first deniability to run across. Zeus does get the pick though. And Last has one more stink bite.
And they have to
Bullets
call
whipping
it.
by him. The tap on the spike. The kill from Celsius. The defuse comes out for Sentinels as they finally
അതെ ചിരിക്കേണ്ട ആളവിടെ ചിരിക്കുന്ന ആളവിടെ
It's incredible the amount of times we see
ചിരിക്കുന്ന ആളുണ്ടല്ലോ
Sentinels squad rush, crowd up and squad rush a site. You see it all the time on Split. Then they'll be diffusing while there's still members of the opposing team in the site, pressuring the peaks, pressuring the opposing team to come out of the woodwork. How many stick
അതെ
diffuses
ചിരിയോടെ
the Sentinels have in the past few games? It is incredible.
a great first map as well. Incredible play.
ഓന് കോഴിവാല ടെൻഷൻ കോഴിവാലല്ലേ
Appetizer to this grand finals that's in front of us right now, Riv.
ആ ചിരിക്കുന്ന ആളോ മൊത്തത്തിൽ
Really
ജയിക്കണം
great stuff. It feels like Loud were not themselves in the mid-round calling. Where Sadak usually excels, we see the strategies just absolutely explode and the opponent cannot stop it. Here, Sentinels had a great read and man, they had a great attack to set this up.
So Sentinels topple down Loud on the first map. Their map pick. Now it's time for
അല്ല
Sentinels to play on their
കോഴിമുട്ടുണ്ടാക്കിയത്
map pick on Split. And that's going to be after the break.
ഞാൻ 2 ബുൾസൈ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയിട്ട് തരാം
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Mick standing here with Coach Kaplan after we see the Sentinels win map number 1 in this riveting best-of-5 kickoff grand final. Coach Kaplan, I heard you mutter something when you walked up here, and you said that was easier than I thought. This map was so fascinating because it felt like both you and Coach Peo took advantage of your timeouts, and each time you did, it was your team that would win the next round. Walk us through what you were telling your team each time you would call those timeouts, because it felt like it was such a pivotal part in keeping the team in control.
Yeah, honestly, we would just... John's flowing with the IGLing today. Jordan's doing an incredible job helping out with... He's got a lot of good ideas. So a lot of the time we time out, I actually basically had a call for the next round. I was like, hey, I like what we're saying in the freeze time. This is sweet. I think after we do this and it works, let's rip this the next round. So they're making it easy for me today so far.
Happy face over here from Coach Kaplan. Best of luck on map number 2.
Thank you.
Sentinels start off strong with a 13-9 win on Loud's pick of Sunset, and now they are one step closer to walking away as the kickoff champs. This is going to be, well, a very fascinating BO5 here, guys, because I don't think that Loud... They got something cooking, surely. I have to believe that.
Honestly, I'm a little concerned with how he responded, how Kaplan did at the beginning of the evening.
Yeah.
That was easier than I thought. They're making it easy on me today. I'm like, bro, it's still Loud.
Sawyer roll, dog.
Right? Like, easy now.
But they did look right there. I thought that they dealt with the comp that Loud was running here incredibly well, especially in that first half on the attacking side. This team was looking dominant, especially in the way that they were constantly taking A main control. Zekken getting set up for these really nice double flash with the KO and Gecko Dizzy to double satchel in, constantly opening up these rounds and just giving John so much to work with in the mid-round.
And I think the dominance that they've showed on Sunset goes all the way back to the offseason. Now 9-1 on this map. They've done it in the offseason. They've done it against different teams. Now they're doing it when the stage is the biggest it's been for them up until this point. Sunset is their map.
Yeah, and they're really proving as well why that this comp is legit. That this is a comp that I think a lot of teams I would expect to replicate, because even when teams have VODs out on it, they're still finding success in these retakes. On the attacking side, they're still getting that control that they did. This KO Gecko combo is just so incredibly strong right now, and Sentinels, for my money, is the team implementing it the best.
We were even seeing it in the way that they were like constantly going after A main, right? They never really let them have any kind of space, any kind of freedom. I feel like with that composition is definitely like what you want to try and like exemplify here, and it worked out quite well for Zekken because my guy was feeding. He was having a good time out there, and even though
you mean feasting, he was feasting.
Feasting.
They were feeding.
I mean, no. Well, I mean, you can still eat. Anyway, point is,
Let's just stick to the fact that Zekken was feasting.
Zekken was playing very good video games.
Zekken
but of course, not all that shocking given the hot run that he's on right here. Loud are definitely going to need to find a way to shut that down.
Oh, I think it's going to. I mean, Zekken is my GOAT, right? And he's just played so
finish
well.
That phrase.
I won't. He's just played so well, and I think, honestly, on the other side of things, Tens has too, right?
Yes,
like there's just something about Sunset. He just shows up in a big way.
Absolutely. And for Zekken, you saw it there, 6-4 in head-to-head kills against QCK. That's that A main fight that we kept on seeing, that we keep on talking about, that is so important to the attack side of this map. Zekken was always winning it. We talk a lot about how good this combo is, how well it sets up the Raze player, but you still need a player with impeccable movement who picks the timing with their teammates' utility right on the money, and also has the aim to back it up, and that is just Zekken. He's so consistent on this duelist role, not just because he's an excellent player, but because his team sets him up for success each and every time.
Yeah, it really is, you know, like you don't put the I in team. It sounds cringe and really lame, but it's honest to God.
It is, but it's true.
It is, but it's still true, and Zekken exemplifies that 100%, of course, so this puts Loud a bit on the back foot here. Smix is standing by with the coach of Loud. Let's see what he has to say.
Smix here with Coach Peo after that loss on that first map. I know we're about to head into Split, but I have to ask, that map was, even though it ended up being a loss, it felt like it was really close, and it was without question that Loud continued to play without fear. What are the biggest learnings, and what are you going to be doing heading into Split?
Mesmo sendo uma derrota, a gente viu que a Loud foi valente no mapa e buscou a vitória, né? O que você acha que vai acontecer agora no Split?
Eu acho que foi um bom jogo, muito mérito da Sentinels também, do que eles estavam fazendo no mapa. Acho que a nossa postura foi boa. Agora é Split, a gente já ganhou deles uma vez, a gente tem mais ou menos uma ideia do que a gente pode fazer agora, do que eles estão mudando, né, pra esse jogo. E a confiança total, que a gente já virou várias séries e vai ser mais uma.
Yeah, we did a good job, but he they were better than us. But we already played against them on Split. So we are expecting to win this one because we know kind of what they do.
Amazing to hear that confidence. Best of luck on map number 2.
Let's not forget the last time, as we heard the coach say, they played. Yes, it was a win, 13-11 in favor of Loud, but does history repeat itself here, Doug?
I think it's interesting to hear how he ended that interview when he said, we know how they play. We know what they do. Dog, you knew how they played and you know what they did on Sunset.
Yeah.
You still lost, right? And you think about how good of a performance Sentinels had on Split, 24 hours ago? Now 12 hours ago. That math doesn't add up. And they were so dominant on that map.
Yeah.
Preface, I love Brazil. I love Brazil. I love Brazil. Now the point. I think that the win that Loud got on Split last time was off of individual performance and big moments from players. Clutches, rounds that Sentinels should not have lost. Not necessarily an excellent game plan in that second half. I think that Sentinels right now is the best team in the world on Split. Their mid-rounding on this map is excellent. Their protocols are on point. They play around the solo initiator beautifully, and they have a ridiculous number of looks on how they play the retake. That's the easiest thing to focus on this defensive side. Sentinels will rip you apart if you let them play their retakes.
And I think if TCK continues to struggle going up against Zekken, the long day is only going to get longer. They're only going to have a harder time. If they cannot create space with how tight chokeholds are and how important map control is on Split, it's going to be rough.
It took Sadaka and QCK having a ridiculous second half to salvage Split the last time these two teams played. We need to see a better game plan against this Sentinel Split. No one, in my mind, has been able to shut it down yet.
Yeah, well, the coach of Loud seems quite confident going into Split, but if you are a Sentinels fan, you have to be feeling quite good about Sen's chances. It's time to find out who walks away with the dub. Let's send it back over to your casters, Vansili and Riv.
Definitely, the coaching staff of Loud seems to be very confident going into the second half, but I'm pretty sure Zelsis is also very confident for this match too, because he talked about it in an interview, in their winner's interview yesterday when they qualified. Like, Loud got a little bit lucky on that one, and I don't think they're going to be able to do that again. So we'll see if they're going to be able to polish things up and not see their heroic plays that Mimi mentioned that Loud brought out for them to capitalize on that second half the last time these two teams met against each other.
It was wild. Sadak finished that game. The last 2 rounds with 7 kills, a 3K in one, a 4K in the next. Like the caster said at the time, they just wanted to end that game. It was over and he decided it. I am so excited we get them back on Split for the rematch though, because they did test each other. They pushed each other to the max. Sentinels had things that could take Sadak out of vent, yada yada. We get to see it all in play right now. Oh, QCK straight up to vent to start.
They are quick. Again, no pun intended. Damn it.
You're trying.
Trying to take control now towards the A tower, and it's a late split for Loud as well. You see both Les and Kawanzine holding passively towards the A main. See no pressure. They can once again take control of A Heaven. And maintaining A Heaven control has been the name of the game on this very map in this meta. There's still a player holding towards the back of the site though. Zelsis is hiding behind the map through 2 cages, through an orb. As Snakebite gives his position away, trying to look for a trap through this trip. But it's Kawanzine that breaks it, runs through, and scores first. A 1-for-1 though, as Tens is low on HP. Spike finally going down. Asasi is on that flank on the A main. Les has fallen, so the control on the A Heaven is going to be a little bit more difficult, especially when Tui's falls. Giving an opportunity for Sentinels to bombard utility. Nades and a flash. Trades off towards the back. Fault line not able to come out. As 10 swings from the elbow, and Sentinels win a pistol.
Sentinels take the pistol. A lot going on in that round. Loud, very confident in their movement. Nice find to be able to get all the way through vents towards A Heaven, and Waterfall in. And then comes again the SEN retake. They gather together, able to take out the sides, extremities, and basically everybody meets towards the top side of sight for that flash from Saucy to come in. 2 from Heaven, 1 screen. But they are patient on that retake, and a big play there as well. Insight from Zelsis to be able to even deny those few seconds, allow the B rotation to be a little bit closer, so they are in position there. It took them a bit to get Zelsis out of the site. 1-4 here. Loud will slow work their wall up here towards the vent area, I believe. Saucy says not so quick.
A Sixth Sense gets the pick. That's a Sky down for the attack, but Fault Line pushes him away. Les, meanwhile, did get an entry to trade it back towards the top of Heaven. So Saucy's in a tough spot, but he's been good in this very spot before. Trying to isolate a 1v1 as Kawanzine and his teammate pushes in. double shot and even a 145 damage. Oh my gosh. Sheriff and the snake fight. Good shots coming out, but the utility is even better for Sentinels to answer right back. That spike down out in the open, 1 versus 3, but Tui's does have a Sheriff. Zelsis is low, Zekin is low. This is doable.
Sunset deja vu with that nade. Oh my word. And really nicely done, because I'm sure John Cutie said, somebody's destroying my trips in B. Let's just hit whoever is in sight. So those mollies and grenades, a very high chance to be hitting their target, and that they did. But what can Tui's do here? 2 one-shots, and he has to connect with John Cutie twice if it's not the head.
He had a lot of time to work with. A minute on the clock before he made it towards the line of scrimmage of the A side, but a camera refresh for John Cutie, allowing for them to get ready for a triple swing on a contact. Tui still looking to move forward. 18 seconds left on the clock. There's that contact. There's one on one end, but was not ready for a second on the top of heaven.
You see what these rounds mean, though? Yeah, while there was the win there, John even wanted to drop those weapons. And the win would have been the big W. SEN not letting it happen again, though. Able to pick up that round. Still losing a few members, though. So not too bad. Loud still do some chip damage to that economy. And now we'll see full Vandal buy across the board for them if they can start to take this. Wanting more. They're saying, just give me a few more. A few more. They know they need it here against Sentinels.
Which is surprising, too, that Loud decided to pick the attack side first. Yeah. Sentinels very strong defensive halves on this map. So now they have to try to work something. Getting a plant maybe would have helped them a little bit more in the further rounds, but at least they still have a gun round now. 3rd round on the board for split, but 10's long range with the stinger. Laser beams QCK. Wow. Allows Sentinels to get the power play.
That was like, oh, they're still going to be. I was going to say, that's a trap play to mid, but it really only needed the smoke to drop and 10s to be there. They were all ready to back him up, though, if it need be. Now the rotation back to a bit of a 3-2.
Yeah, that's something that probably Brendan would say. They have 10s! They have 10s!
And they do. I mean, just pushing out with a stinger as well, knowing you're going against the full buy round, didn't even phase him. Knows he can hit that headshot, get the aim punch, and finish it, as it were. Paranoia still there if they want to play the retake more so. And they are going to find A being a little troublesome here as Loud takes the site.
He missed the snake bite, so Saucy has to fight alone. Finally, Zelsis swings out, doesn't care about being vulnerable. It's a 1-for-1, but the advantage is still for Sentinels. Less than Tui's. They've done this before at a disadvantage. The first one to fall is Saucy. Almost gets that tap in. 1 HP. Pain Shells once again. Is it a touchdown? But Tens doesn't care. Swings in for the kills with the stinger. First and last 2 kills of this round. As Sentinels win the bonus.
Man, Tens picking up. You're not even gonna say, oh, he's for the ultimate. No, Tens is just heating up. That's as good as having an ultimate all the time. And he is cleaning up with that stinger. Opening kill on the round. Final 2 kills on the round. Tens is let loose right now. A low buy again for Loud here. And they have not had a good time once they get to the site, Vansili. It seems like Loud needs to figure out a way again to start chip damaging Sentinels before they get to the site. Get this utility out of their hands because the retake is just too strong. Okay, ramp control here for Loud. Just try and pressure. Try and get Sentinels to move. Dislodge them from the original starting spots. And coming up from the vent, could get a kill here onto Zelsis.
The drops and Zelsis goes back up. There's a smoke for him to hide behind the Viper wall. Makes it out of safety, so the timing's out, but at least a stinger through 2 smokes puts Zelsis down.
That's crazy, Vance. Sentinels, oh, nice shot into 10s.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sentinels are losing players with a buy here. From a Loud, a lower buy that they have. Finally, the anchor towards the back of the site. Swings for 2. Sadai looking to trade it out. QCK was there.
2v3.
Looking for a timing. Made it through, but QCK falls at 2v2. 40 seconds left on the clock. Spike is still up, so they actually managed to take it back and move forward. But John Cutie's right on the top of B, not allowing Loud to leave anywhere else.
As Rob Moore would say, this kid can frag. Holy moly, and he does. Calling the shots, fragging the shots as well. And the interesting thing I wanted to mention about that round, Sentinels used that exact strategy to kill Sadak when he had a judge and vent the last time they played. So Loud's like, oh, this strat? Let's do it. 4 up ramp, 1 through mid. Zelsis gets out. And Sentinels still find a way to come up with a round, even with a cheeky little trap play there from Loud. All right. Loud has been collecting these timeouts once they have Rolling Thunder a bit. A few ultimates to use here. How do they procure the W, though, on the next round? Saucy, as much as Sen want to play back, they can. Again, you're going to have your cabbages going out whenever you want. Seekers are going to find Loud, and they could take 40 seconds into the round. Sentinels will still be comfortable knowing they have the right position. So Loud really trying to figure out what can we do to get Seekers out? How can we work the map so it doesn't affect us? Maybe that audible, maybe the Sadak mid round here gonna come into play now that we're back on a full buy and a chance for Loud to get back in. Very reminiscent of Sunset. Sen is starting so hot on these maps, and Loud is calling an early timeout. Rinse and repeat here, deja vu.
Exactly. Money is bought all the way down. Ultimates to work with, full armor. This is a heavy investment for Loud this time around, and an opportunity to swing it back in their favor. They lose this one here, potentially Sentinels could take a 6,
Absolutely.
7-0 lead.
Another
You don't want
handful.
that to snowball for Sentinels.
Yeah.
Looking how things starts off, though, when we look at this Rolling Thunder, they're not really trying to set something quick. Even Spike is dropped, trying to avoid flashes at the beginning of the round. Wall comes up on the attack. There's no answer for Sentinels. So for Sentinels, they're staying quiet on their positions of where they're trying to hold the A site.
Yeah, they have options, right? They're keeping Kawazine in a nice fault line position. They can go for ramp if they need to in a bit, or they can go for something else. We see that fault line coming back off a cooldown, so it wasn't an initial push from Sentinels, giving safety here to both Sadak and Les. So that's one guiding light, one trailblazer now used over towards the right side of this map. I think this might activate your B side. A little start to walk in. They just get the cam.
And they pressure on both ends. So they actually didn't even break the cam yet for Loud, but it did the
that's
smoke, and actually the Trailblazer came up, and that's actually quite crazy because not only the camera didn't break, the Trailblazer did not break the trip, but it got pinged out here by Sadak as he dogged up. So Loud's gonna have to be ready once they start hitting the site. If they want to split towards the A site through this Rolling Thunder, just get ready so you can break this trip and not get sprayed by Zekin's position.
Loud are really trying to get the Seekers out right now, and Saucy is not giving it. Here we go for the Rolling Thunder into the site. It's going to still be the retake from Sens.
The flash in the Seekers does not allow to get QCK's
Sense
kill on
in
Saucy, but swings out still for that one. Second on the top of the Heaven site to drop 2 of his own. Spite let it get picked up once again. Nice shot by Les. The second turning it around back in favor of Loud. It's only Zelsis by himself. First contact against QCK. And there's that second swing from Tui's. Not hunting down towards the Heaven side, but Loud definitely, instead of playing protocols, just want to fight.
They had to at that point. I mean, as the clock runs down, you don't get much more room to work. You're going to have to go, and you're going to have to accept that Seekers will find that out. Great push through. Flashed and denied by Seekers. Loud still get the ground they need and are finally able to push forward out of the site. Not allow Sen that setup that they've been getting. Unfortunate. 4-1 now. Loud feeling good though. Very fortunate for them. Ultimate for QCK, just one away here if they can focus an orb. And definitely a light at the end of the tunnel to start grabbing more rounds. Obviously a buy here for Sen. They had quite a bit of money to go through with those first 4 rounds. And this is a default we see Loud go to a lot. They'll set up in this 2-2-1. QCK will now push up towards the vent. Sadak behind, but they don't have time.
What a read here by Sentinels. Showstopper does not get any kills yet, though. You saw the idea out from Loud, but we'll hold that thought for a bit. Paranoia Loud to try to re-engage for control inside Garage. And finally, as it slows down, you could see it. The Trailblazer came out from Sadak, and he just waited at the corner with this dog up towards middle, hoping to bait the Showstopper out towards middle. But then Sentinels like, hey, no, we're going to take the extremity instead, and almost caught a few off that Showstopper.
Everybody trying to flip the timing right now. Sadak, oh my gosh. Oh, he's being watched.
3 players are looking back. They knew the orb was coming down. Sadak finally spotted, and he's in heavy trouble.
Yeah.
Easy pickings here for Zekin as Don Cutie is anchoring towards the back of the
site.
Cage coming out, trying to get the hat out. Beat bossing around the map here as the rest of his team is able to clean it up from behind.
Just Cypher walk around there
ആയിട്ട് കളിയൊക്കെ
trying to find his hat, trying to find a body, but he just could not. He just couldn't find that nook. All right, 5-1 as we come up on to round 7. Zekin 9-2-1. I feel like there has been a lot of showstoppers out of Zekin just this series. Pressuring it. That one from Loud really well absorbed. Understanding that would go into mid or from B main. They could rotate back around to mid. But Sentinels just seem to have the read after the initial play again.
Zekin's been a nuisance towards the top of that A heaven side. And Loud can't seem to really push him away from that spot.
നടക്കുന്നില്ലല്ലോ
And
ഇവർക്ക്
as they try to go for control towards the A ramp, this time a slight change of pace. Ten's trying to play that aggressive position up towards the A ramp. Doesn't even care about the satchels. And Kusike falls as well. So you see sometimes it's aggressive from Loud, sometimes it's slow on the A ramp, and even the positioning is well read from how Sentinels want to play it. Tens and Zekin known for anchoring quite well on that A heaven side.
Cover going out.
Already. Loud working numbers down here. Sentinels is not making anything easy for Loud. I think this is what we see from Sen, right? If we had Tens on bind, they'd be pushing extremities everywhere. The Sen comp for split means they stay back. They crowd together, they retake together. Being able to flip styles and identities like that, I think makes Sentinels so strong. And hard for teams to read that aggression.
Oh, the trip across too easy one for Saucy.
Down A.
Saw the idea there, and that late lurk,
30 seconds
not
left.
going to do too much.
പോയി
Okay, at least that kill onto John Cutie, winning that fight. Rare moment there for the IGL of Sentinel sign. You definitely see here with 18 seconds left. Phantom in hand. They're just going to try to save it. But the idea for Loud was trying to go for just basic utility, hit that A side. The one pesky trip, not breaking that utility from the John Cutie side on that A site, allowing the anchor player of Saucy. So good. Back a sight. Flower pots.
ഇതിനെ കൊല്ലാതെ നോക്ക്
So good in all of these rounds that we've seen Sentinels play. Their defensive side on split so far.
If we think back just to the round Zekin blasted into B main, we were almost about to talk about Loud setting up their default again, right? Partially through the round, Loud want to set up a default. It's kind of telling to just look at that scenario and say, Sentinels doesn't want Loud to do default anything. They're not giving Loud time to default anything or get the benefit of defaulting anything. They are really messing with how Loud approaches the game here. One of them is just staying back, staying safe, and making the retake that much stronger. So Loud try to put the game in their hands. One of our first fast blast packs up here. That was facilitated by Kalenzin's breach fault line.
Staying alert, staying safe, and
that's what they need.
Swing towards heaven. Even though you had the same type of conditioning that it's Zekin out there outside that window of the A side. This time it was Tens trying to hold it out, but you saw the crosshair placement from Loud side. Instant entry and advantage for the attack.
Slow play, denial, delay right now coming in. Just so Loud can't complete the strategy they want, but they're also happy to see some of this util from Sentinels, lessening the power that they're going to have to deal with as they enter A site. It looks like it might be a commit to B. Oh, no, okay, we see Kalensin start trolling down the sewers and the rotation back over.
Yeah, they're definitely gambling this rotate back towards that B side. Seekers coming out just to keep those players anchored inside. That's going to make it difficult for Zelsis. Couldn't find any surprise kills. No trap coming across on this B side hold. I was going to say potentially they're going to try to save their weapons here, but look at that instant rotate back from Sentinels. 27 seconds left. And Zelsis is trying to find a timing.
This is it. They crowd together. All the power in one spot from screens.
They still have a dog and a flash, so that's going to help them get information. And already preemptive utility
delay
by Loud for the full splat. There's the Yakuza shot coming through. Forcing the dog to fall back. Yep. There's that flash to swing out, and Kusike gets the first pick. That's definitely going to be
It's kind of like you first. Never mind. We don't want any of that. Loud. What a quick round by them, but let's look at how they took it. It is one of theirs. A spray from Les, that opens up. That's a 5v4 that's legit. Another spray coming through the smoke isn't something you can replicate, but the speed Loud took on that round is what kind of gets Sentinels off kilter there. Loud can do that again, so definitely seeing that speed is playing to their favor. QCK is going to have ultimate after this, so off the rip, we might get it again from Loud, and I think that's the way they should go.
And I love that slight adjustment from Loud. A simple just push towards that window side, because when you're looking at where the anchor player towards the A side, usually Sasi, is just waiting towards the back of the map, playing behind the trip. So you don't really have too much presence on screens or elbow. So they just want to gamble it there when the wall comes down for Loud to get the pick, and the gamble pays off. For Sentinels, are you going to try to readjust on this? And it starts off early. I mean, Sasi's already at the entrance here, looking to potentially flash for info. The knock comes out for the first time too. But that line of sight, right? And look at Tens. Instead of being towards the E heaven, he's opting out down the straight line from screens towards the entrance of that A site.
There's a check, making sure the Viper wall that just went up and down from Les did not provide any movement. A 1-3-1. A lot of options for Loud here. They can actually call any audible they want. A very flowing strat to go through vent or be main here, or mail rather.
And Mail has a lot of utility. What?
That was like a second from the grave.
It's insane. What? One straight bullet probably before he fell down.
Seriously,
yeah. That's 2 down and already the pit out on the defense. Although Loud is still trying to commit into this. Spike is still up on the back of Sadat. Zels is holding behind here, the double box. Trying to wrap around, waiting for the tap of the Spike. 3 players just trying to clear out the pit, and it never checked that corner. So everybody's dwindling down on HP. Now the plant comes down. Zelsis still holds it, giving a chance here for Sentinels to rotate across. Even a hat comes out. There's that kill from Zelsis. They spot the last 2 players. The lurk is not even going to work. Last one now pinged out. 2 E's on the top of B heaven. The flash, the swing. The defuse has started, and the kill comes in for John Cutie. 7-2.
A round you can chalk up to New Jersey's finest. Oh, what a double kill from heaven. Zekin's season has been unreal right now. They talked about him on the desk in between game 1 and 2. He has been putting up numbers, but also you put him in situations where you should see a player going down with no kills. He'll come up with 2. He'll come up with the unreal play. It's just wearing away at Loud. They can't get past this kind of stuff right now. You would bring it back for something like that, honestly. Operator still there. Sentinels feeling very much in control of this game, receiving each one of Loud's strats so far. So what is next? Tui's gets the op. We got double Omen Operator on the map right now. Less with the ult if they can gain ground into a site. And maybe even try to flex with it to put it down first.
And that's rare too. Usually it's used on the defensive side for QCK, and Tui's makes that work though. Once again, a high gamble that pays off for a power play for Loud. But they still have to go through some heavy firepower of Sentinels here. But Tens is alone towards the A side, only has that off to work with. A push down from Zelsis, so we're trying to go for, again, those one and dones. Hoping to get 2. Hoping to get information as well.
I think he gets the mid lurk. They go all the way around. Loud is being very safe here.
I think Zelsis just turned, so he might have heard him across.
Got that little step. Yeah. If they make any noise on ramp, he'll know.
There you go.
Out
a little bit more. Get that pick. Zekin to join him towards the back of the site. There's a second shot. And he's been good in this position as well. Paranoid on both ends, not allowing the push forward. A TP backwards as well. And then finally, QZK and Les comes in. They traded out 2 versus 2. Zels is too far to throw the snake bites down to deny the plant. John Cutie to meet up with him as Les gets the ult out to control the elbow and moving towards the screen.
That's a wild amount of ultimate right there. Pushed out the column, giving him much more room to play. What do they have too? They could Viper bite elbow and try to make their way in, watching just the entrance to sight from the top side here.
But that boom bot gives a clue here. Oh, that players are coming across the wall bang after. But the second one is nowhere to be found. We're just sticking the spike right now, and Zelsis will get the defuse.
At the beginning of this map, we said, Sentinels somehow gets these in-sight sticks on the defuse. They take the site with members of the opposing team still alive to force them out of their position where they feel safe. That was out of the ultimate. And I think Loud also predicted they might find some utility at elbow. Both swing out middle sight, and that's all they wrote. Sentinels stick to defuse again. It's becoming all too common. And they get the round. 8-2 now for Sentinels. It's not the same comeback that Sunset had for Loud, that's for sure.
I feel that there's a moment of pressure there for Loud too on that 2v2.
Ouch.
Well, hold
Ouch.
on, though. It's a beautiful fall line. Celsius
And
once again
sister.
using incredible that the fault line is cosmetics. Cusick
Hey,
falls
will
for this
it be
heavy
low? I'm
pressure
gonna
that Loud
add
is trying to get towards middle. Sentinels are crunching back in, looking to fight back. Sadak is stuck behind the box. The Satchel's coming out. Celsius with a jump kill. Doesn't care. Twerks away.
Sentinels is not allowing Loud to play the game right now.
Tapi-
Continuously pushing up,
Ini കളിക്കാൻ
finding their
വന്നെങ്കിൽ.
own fights. Pushing Loud out of their own strategies constantly. Here to reset, try again, less. Mechanically gifted, ready to open up on any members that peak, but Sentinels stay hunkered down, trading each other and ready on these hard angles. Look at even all the way out of A. At this point, usually you have members anchored in sight, but they're not giving Loud any opportunities.
Exactly. They got active information. The camera's watching everything from A main and also towards heaven. They just flashed towards the garage as well, coming out from Saucy. So now the only positions that they could think of is
30
mid,
seconds left.
vents, or
Mega
rotate
idea.
back towards A main. They're holding outside of the radius of that camera. It's not going to be easy for Loud to take position, so you already see it still anchoring up now towards the middle.
Yeah, this
or
is
give
a
it up
save.
this round, yep.
Save for sure. Knowing the ultimates are there, Zekin could easily just pop in. It seems like he has ults on rerun right now. Just more in his pocket
10
once he
seconds
uses
left.
it. And go ahead.
Which gives me an opportunity to talk a little bit about that pressure I was talking about and falling on those slight mistakes. It was a 2v2 where they boombot outside of their own pit to give their positions away. And that's something that they're going to have to clean up here if they want to play against a Sentinels that looks so polished. This kickoff in this year, in this season of the VCT Americas.
I don't think we've seen it before, but it's uncommon to see a team be able to play to their win conditions so much and not have it affected really at all by their opponent. If they're able to switch something so slightly and it keeps the flow going. Look at that. That's Mance. Mance getting a head scratch right there. It's a cute cat. All right. There's some lore for you as we get back into the game. Final round here. Can Loud pick up a third one and stave off a quick 2 rounds or 3 if Sen can grab pistol the second half? Are we gonna explode?
Exactly, a rare full-out explosion towards the B side.
Yeah.
Sentinels just holding back, using the camera, looking to pressure up, trap towards the male instead. Plant coming down for B main. Seekers out as well. Instant retake attempt. QCK surprises one, but second comes out with a showstopper following. The Seekers gets denied. Les is out towards the pillar, gets a pick. Look at that TP for the flank from Thomas as well. Things are looking good here for Loud on the post plant. A high-low stack now towards the dumpster. Paranoid flash coming through. The high-low is good for that first pick. Ken's looking to trade it back. Looking left and right. Through the Viper work to get the pick. But John Cutie now in a clutch situation. Remember that TP I talked about before? Not even needed this time around. Team winning his 1v1, allowing the half to finish 9-3.
They finally get that third round, and it is a huge one. Sentinels had the read the whole time. It took Loud everything they had in the tank to get these rounds, to hold the site, to get themselves the victory there. And we could see just in the final rounds how Sentinels would make Loud work for it over and over. We're not seeing Loud dive in off the back of QCK, and Sentinels know that. QCK isn't getting these huge blasts, and it requires the team, and it's been tough for them.
When I know that we have Loud fans that are loud in the back, but you know who's louder than that? Smix with Mama and Grandma Zekin.
Thank you very much, Vansili. I am so lucky to be standing here with 2 superwomen who are responsible for our superstar duelist on the Sentinels in Zekin. To my left, I have Grandma Zekin, and to my right, I have Mama Zekin. Grandma Zekin, it's such a pleasure to have you here.
It's my pleasure to watch the 2 unfavorable team, the Loud and Sentinel. They are good.
This has been such an amazing match. How cool is it for you to not only see the team perform so well, and of course not only see Zekin do so well, but to also see so many fans in the audience that have your grandson's face on the signs, his name?
Maybe I'm the oldest audience here because I think Zachary at the age of 3, I'm playing with him. The bowling, the tennis, and everything. Yep. And then the other one, Minecraft and everything. Pokemon.
So you heard it here first. If you want to have a superstar grandson, play games with them at the starting the age of 3. Mama Zekin, before we let you guys go, I heard you talking about how important this game means, not just again for your son, but of course for the Sentinels to make it to their first global event in years. What would it mean for you to see them make it?
We're very proud of Sentinels and the whole North America. For me, we love Sentinels since day one. All the fans, let's go USA! Woo!
Let's go USA! Vinzilli and Riv, back to you guys.
Of course, gonna let that breathe a bit. Of course, Sentinels chance. The fans behind Sentinels, and yeah, I'm probably gonna get those games too with Minivan so that I could see him play just like Zekin now. But
absolutely.
Speaking of him, 12-6 so far. The spray transfer that we saw that was sick on that first half when they were playing against the showstopper of QCK on that opener. Sentinels taking the lead now by 6, taking the attack side of split, where Loud still also has a pretty decent split side on defense. An opportunity to fight back, and the fight starts for mid control.
Look at this wall. Loud's put up. The Sentinels will have to weave through a bit if they do want to take a B-mail control. Jump peaks to come through. Yeah, Sadak would love to save those guiding lights for Trailblazers.
Yeah, Sentinel wins that one rather. QCK and Sadak low on that HP, and even Sentinels resetting in the mid-round, pivoting towards this A side, but still having a couple of players lurking towards B.
Yeah. Smoke delay just coming out of Tui's there. He's going to take A ramp control just for now. And this is going to give Loud the thought that they can rotate over towards that B side. If Celsius can sell this, okay, the noise is already there from A.
Yeah, that Trailblazer comes up, trying to find a timing as Tui's is spamming with his ghost through that smoke.
Good rotation
Try to catch
from Loud.
Reload, yeah. Dog finds information towards B main, but there's a beautiful flash for a double swing. And it looked beautiful as a rotate for Loud. They were looking for the pressure towards middle as well. And we've mentioned 2 lurkers on Sentinel's side. John Cootie punishing that push from Loud. Already a 5 on 3. As the Satchels comes in and will have a secured plant for Sentinels in the second pistol of split.
Ooh, tough entry there. You'll get Sadak back over. No utility to get back in this one, so it's just going to be the 3 members to help with a fault line.
Yeah.
5 of Sentinel. So a quick take by Sen with a little bit of pressure around the map, knowing what rotations might be coming through, and just playing this wall a little bit.
And that small pressure that you mentioned towards that B side kept Sadak the whole round pretty much. It took a couple of seconds before he actually rotated back with the rest of the team to move in this A side for the attempt at the retake that will get fully denied by Sentinels, only losing Saucy in the process.
Yep. Pulling those members to anchor the site longer than they need to. Sentinels seem to have such a read on what Loud does right now. See what happens. The Sheriff here for less. Feeling pretty good with a bit of that money as we watch the replay. Just combined retake. Get back into their spike. And Sentinels find that first round. So Loud did grab 3. It kind of takes the pressure off of losing that pistol, but it never feels good to not get the start. 2 Buckies going in for Loud here. Trying to play it close to the chest and hopefully get some of these angles right on top of Sentinels. They're going to work the wall still with a bit of hesitation on the left side of the map to see if Loud wants to push.
You've been pinging it out?
Yeah, that's going to be one of their big things coming into the gun rounds if Loud cannot get extremity control.
This is where you start understanding the playstyle of Loud. Lower buys that they usually have shotguns to work with. This time 2 Buckies for Kalazine and Sadak. So as soon as the fault line came out, instant wall, instant camera, just to try to spot players running through. And as nothing really happens, they're playing around this map. Around the A site. It really kind of leaves Kaladzine pinned here in this position. So then the pressure comes back towards Les. The trailers are now spots Kawadzine, who goes for another fault line. The long range there finally connects. Something takes down Zekin. There's that bait allowing Les to just swing out from the back of the map. Beautifully done for the crossfire setup for Loud. It was looking pretty good for Sentinel so far, but somehow the heroic plays comes out.
2v2.
30
QCK and Tui's only with pistols. A plant for heaven. Both players
Sandana
back
over
in the back of the A site. 2 flashes still available for Saucy. This still a pretty good position now for the attack pulse plant.
What a second round. Are they really going to steal this away?
Oh, bro.
Not at this point.
No,
Only
just
Tui's left.
dwindled.
Paranoia though. Might have an opportunity to isolate one, but it's a double swing right after. Nice little beat here, allowing to get the kill and at least stop the pressure that Loud was almost converting there on the Thrifty.
That got sketchy. And Sentinel's buys will still be pretty sketchy coming into this round due to those frags from Loud. But Loud needs to start securing the rounds. They're not really even able to cycle ults like we see Sentinels doing on their rounds. So the advantages aren't also coming from those factors. It is just tough for Loud to find a way in. This gun round, however, could start that momentum.
I think it was dialing all the games that Grandma Zekin was talking about here. I'm the next Zekin.
Yeah. I mean, he was doing jump map before this too, just getting the vibe, getting his movement down. We know Zekin's movement is one of the prime things he's known for, so always doing that. Here he goes.
No satchels behind the flash though. Zekin couldn't get that kill, but there's that Sadak Judge. Avoids it.
Oh.
And you saw the stun turning back, so it was a fake to turn around and actually stun him to get the kill. Beautifully done by Sentinels. Tui's now out in the open. Zekin is the one satching across with his own Judge. Opening up the B site, a plant for main, 10s on the boxes, looking towards the spawn. There's only less so far, as his other teammates, it feels like they're leaving him for dead. They're still holding towards middle and A main as 10s picks up the kill.
It's an absolute masterclass right now from Sentinels across these 2 maps. The way they took Mail, let's just think about that. The Trailblazer goes through, and you think it's a Vandal that would verse a Judge, but no, Tens gets a Guardian kill on the Judge that's waiting, that did not even get stunned. Like, that is crazy. The things you think should fall to the wayside for SEN are going in their favor, because they're all behind each other on these calls, and they are making it work as a team. An incredible team coming into the season.
Important kills to save now for QCK and Kawadzine, where John Cutie is moving forward with his teammates. Putting the camera up, spotting that raise, and there's that pinch from the other side too. Towards the ropes. One to fall, the second one stays alive. So at least it kept a stronger weapon alive. That's QCK, the duelist with the Vandal. But it's still map point though, nonetheless, for Sentinels.
Map point with Icebox in the mix next. See this play once again. Just after talking about how Zekin is vibing, is feeling it. He gets a nice jump and drift in there into B site to open it up with the Judge. They have so many options, so many variables. I don't think we've really seen the same round from SEN here on attack as they've been moving from that 9-3 score line.
You're hoping to get something done here with that Vandal from QCK. The force buy, of course, coming through for Loud, so the 2 strongest weapons is 2 Vandals to work with. But it's spread thin here on the defense. Thin also on utility with 1:15 left on the clock. There's no Paranoia. Only 1 flash left from Sadak. Thankfully, Kawadzine is still there to support towards the A side with his own flashes and breach utility. So all they're trying to do right now on the A side is trying to delay with that util and go for the crossfire setup on the top of mid.
It makes sense. I mean, use your fault line to get it back. Create an opportunity with it the first time, and they try to get a quick peek towards mid. So Kawadzine relying on that to be back and probably timing it just right, that they'll have this A-hold as they get over to the right side of the map. It is going to be the lurk from Saucy, this vent lurk again. We keep seeing in the 1-4, and it becomes such a big kingpin for the round. Saucy fakes towards B main. Seekers are out, and they're going to start moving
30 seconds left.
There it is. Oh, absolutely ridiculous. They're so far behind enemy lines. Loud doesn't even know.
Just because of that pick that allows that pick to happen for Zekin on as one was falling back. Now players are falling down towards the A side. Kawadzine alone. Guardian cannot hold the doors.
10 seconds
There's
left.
only 1 left. 2 East. B sight. Guardian as well. No flash, as we mentioned. Sentinels a full roster on the post plant. It's looking like a done deal. He's even walking the whole time. They've respected Sentinels so much on these lurks, off these post plants. Just probably look to pad some stats up here. There's that first one. 10's low HP. And there's that swing out. Finally getting that last pick. Sentinels are one map away of winning the kickoff here in Americas.
They would love those points. Right now, they are racking them up from round to round. Every member participating here from Sentinels to keep it going. And we're going to be going to Icebox next, Vansili. Something we don't have too much footage there for Sentinels, since they're the ones who usually ban it or have previously banned it too and haven't had to see themselves on it.
ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല.
Kaplan and Drew, they're like, we didn't sleep too
ഭയങ്കര
much. We
easy
still want to
ആയിരുന്നു.
prepare to try to win this one as well against
പോയി
Loud. We
ഉറങ്ങട്ടെ.
have some tape, we have some footage, so I'm looking forward to see what Sentinels has cooking up. But Loud, hopefully here, is looking to
think
cool
I'm
down
good.
Sentinels